Okay. Phone on vibrate.
Please, come on.
Okay.
What up, bumpers? How
Sorry.
y'all doing? What up, Big Johnny? What up, DJ AG?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Cornell, what's up, dog? Long time. Unknown Raider guy, huh? Okay. What up, Prentice? How you doing? Ryan. All right, respect. Yep.
Nice.
What up? What it do? What up, Marcus? How you doing? Yep. Jeff gonna be coming on about 7:05, 7:10. Just try to get a couple of people on here before we get started. And so yeah. So I seen John post up I saw John post up something and y'all saying it's AI. Of Mr. Knight. Well, I'm just surprised. Matter of fact, John, key it up if you can play it right quick.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised him being in jail because I remember when he had the traffic accident. If y'all don't remember when Suge had that traffic accident, that he knocked all his bottom teeth. Yeah, that nigga talking about everybody. Got all this shit to say about people, and he walking around that prison yard with no bottom teeth. Boy, how do people have nerves to talk about people? But anyway,
Play it.
go ahead. I was
Okay.
just trying to talk. So,
No, you're good.
all right, go ahead. So y'all look it out.
Experience. I love it. Look forward to it. Do the best. Be the best. And all blessings.
Okay.
You want to see when he was talking?
Oh, yeah.
First experience. I love it. Look forward to it.
Let me refresh it, actually, so we can start it over.
Between the lines is the best thing that ever happened. It's my first experience. I love it. Look forward to it. Do the best. Be the best. And all blessings.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, I just know I got to tap at him. I owe him one. He went on somebody's channel. Y'all probably won't even recognize, wouldn't even know the talking shit. So I had to get him back. But anyway, that's not what we're here for today. So what we're going to do today, and shout out to DJ AG, and Edie, and Matt Barnes, and all the other channels that elected to do an interview with Jeff Pearlman. There's somebody I've been talking to for the last 3 years. A good dude, before he made some of the controversial things, but we're going to ask him where he got it from. I mean, I know we all as Tupac fans, we don't like to hear a lot of negative stuff, but if he got source and he can back it up, how can we say it's a lie? But he had teeth. Okay, Myron, if you seen any of his bottom, you either blind or you just a groupie. I said his bottom teeth. Don't call me out on shit, nigga. He had teeth. Stop strolling. Okay, he ain't got no bottom teeth. He ain't had no bottom teeth when he went to jail, Crown. So I know him. I bet you ain't never seen him before in your life. But he don't have no bottom teeth. He had a car accident when he wrecked his car and all his bottom teeth got knocked out. I just started being in prison. You get all of that. You get all of that fixed.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know, Mar, that he has teeth? But he gave you a blowjob or something before? Don't come over here trying to troll me. I'm the king of this shit. But anyway,
But yeah, you started talking to Jeff like 3 years ago, right?
yeah, about 3 years ago. He's done a lot of good things. He's mainly a sports guy. But I'll let him explain his resume. But he did some things. He did a TV show that they made one of his books from about the Lakers, Showtime, that was on Netflix or somewhere. One of those networks that did pretty good. What up, Joe Mune? Daz was a video groupie on Death Row. Correct. I've said that many times. Somebody said Go Dodgers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they tripping right now. It's 2-2 right now. Said it was HBO. Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Jeff's
winning
running
time.
right now, Reggie.
Okay. So and I'll introduce Jeff in a second. And so but anyway, so the main reason is we're gonna get this platform, we're gonna let Jeff speak and tell his background. I'm gonna ask him a couple of questions, and John gonna ask him a couple of questions. And then we're gonna do this because this is the main reason we do this. We do it for you guys to interact and ask questions. There are a lot of chance y'all don't. Jeff is unusual because if you follow him on TikTok, he has a great TikTok. I said TikTok, huh? He has a great TikTok audience where he gets anywhere from 6,000 to 10,000 people that be on his live. And so if y'all don't get the answer to your question over here, go to log in on his TikTok and trust me, you'll probably catch him one day because he interacts with his community a lot. He does a great job with doing that. A lot of YouTubers been DMing me and been saying, why would you do an interview with him? You know, all of that stuff. You know, like I said, we want to get people to tell the truth. And I know he has interviewed a lot of people. He interviewed me, quite frankly. I don't know what he wrote in the book because I haven't read it yet. And so he has met with a lot of different people. He made had some good finds. I'll bring those up. Where he answered a lot of questions with those people those nutcases that used to be on the internet. They used to talk shit, especially that Brenda by the baby. Yeah, I remember Little Hal supposed to did that. Well, for those of y'all still believe that, this is not the channel for y'all. So please, this is not the channel for y'all. He also talked about Tupac shooting himself in the testicle. We're gonna get into that. If y'all don't believe that happened, well, Reggie right here been talking about it because a lot of people, then this channel is not for you. This interview is not for you. So I'm not going to take up too much time because I know y'all here for Jeff. And I'm going to let Jeff tell his resume, get into some of the things that he wants to talk about on the book. Y'all, please go out and support it because there's some information in there, trust me, that we think we know that we don't know about. But me and John will try to ask him the questions, and you guys can ask him the questions on some of the things that he did find out that's been leaking out, reporting. I know the book only been out a few days, so we don't know everything. I'll just remind you, I saw a couple of people type on IG that has big platforms, and no disrespect to them, who had an opinion about doing interviews with Jeff and responding saying, why would anybody give him an interview on their platform? Well, I find it ironically that the person that wrote that gave Keefe D more interviews than anybody. And that's the person that talked on their platform about passing the gun. And then Orlando, or whoever unaliving Tupac. And so, but I don't want no problems with that person. I'm just pointing out for those that saying, well, why would you do an interview with a guy like that and all of that? Just remember, most of y'all sat back and laughed and joined in and clapped and go on support channels that gave Keefe D platforms. So anyway, Jeff Pearlman, welcome to Bomb First. Appreciate you coming on.
Yep.
And doing this interview with me and John.
Yeah.
If you can just give people your resume, your background, talk a little bit about things you want to talk about on the book, and then John, myself, and the audience will ask you a few Q&As.
Okay. Well, first, it's honestly an honor to be here, and it was great meeting you, Reggie, in person.
You as well. Thank you for the cane chicken.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And John, it's great. Good to meet you and all that. And, nice hat. We have like opposite hats going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a sports writer. I've been a sports writer my whole life. I've written I was a baseball writer at Sports Illustrated for a long time. I've written 10 books. They're all sports books before this one. The book that is probably best known, certainly out here in California, is Showtime, because it became the HBO show Winning Time, which is kind of a dream for me and, my family and all that. And to be honest, I was never going to write a Tupac book. That is the truth. I think I'm a weird choice to write a Tupac book. I'm sure many of your viewers and commenters think I'm a weird choice to write a Tupac book. I understand that 100%. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And in fact, for years, the writer Kevin Powell had on his website working on a Tupac Shakur book or something like that on the website. And I always assumed Kevin Powell was going to write the book, but I kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And I'm a big hip hop fan, but I've always been fascinated by Tupac, like just the mythology and
which we all are.
Yeah, the folklore. It's not unlike my last book was about Bo Jackson. And really, one of the biggest characters in a Bo Jackson book is the mythology of Bo Jackson, because when someone's career ends young, it's very similar to when someone dies young. Like there's this mythology of what could have been, what wasn't there, what could have happened. And also the rumors spread left and right about this person. And I was waiting for a book on Tupac. And I said to my agent one day, maybe I'll write a book about Tupac. And he said to me bluntly, he's like, you are a white sports writer. Why are you the guy to write a book about Tupac? And I was like, I'm probably not the guy to write a book about Tupac, but I know how to report. I know I'll try to talk to everyone. I come at it with an incredibly open mind. Like I'm not coming into this with I have no beefs. I wasn't writing for XXL or The Source, so no one can be like, yo, you wrote for that when that happened. Like I have none of that.
Okay.
And I just thought I really want to dive into this figure and kind of learn about him and see what I could learn. And I understand if people are like, fuck you, you're the absolute wrong guy to do this. I understand that 1000%. But at heart, I love journalism. I love digging. I love reporting. And whether it's Walter Payton and digging into the life of Walter Payton, which I did, or Brett Favre or the 86 Mets, I love the dig and I love chronicling a life. And that's why I'm here.
Okay. Can
Gotcha.
can you give a little bit of insight of, because I know you interviewed a lot of people for this book. Can you tell both me and Reggie and obviously the audience, like some of the people that you did interview to get some of the information that you put into the book?
Sure. I mean, it goes a wide swath. So it's a birth to death book, right? So Yasmin Fula was a tremendous help to me. Layla Steinberg was a tremendous help to me. Set was a big help to me. I went to New Orleans and met with Set, his sister. His cousins, the Lasanes, Kenny, Billy, very helpful. Had long interviews with them, traveled to Georgia to sit with Billy. And then there's a lot like, for example, the Baltimore years to me are very, very important, profoundly important. And he went to Dunbar, just as an example. A lot of people overlook that. They say, oh, he went to performing arts school. His freshman year was Dunbar High School in Baltimore. I had a friend of mine who lived in Baltimore go to Dunbar because I could not find a yearbook anywhere, photocopy the entire Dunbar High School yearbook his freshman year, send it to me. Then you go name by name through it, trying to find people. And the thing that I loved was Sam Cassell, the longtime NBA point guard. I don't know how big of an NBA guy fan you are.
Yeah.
Happened to be at school at that time. And I called the Sixers and I said, can you guys just ask Sam if he remembers Tupac from Dunbar? And Cassell called me back and he's like, you're the first guy to ever call me about this. Do I remember Tupac? Of course I remember Tupac. And had these great stories about sitting next to Tupac in math class, right? So like stuff like that. Like Baltimore, everyone said to me, you need to talk to Mary. Well, who's Mary? Mary was his girlfriend, his first year there, sophomore. You need to talk to Mary. Mary doesn't talk to anyone. Well, I reached out. I kind of went back and forth. And Mary told me if I go out to her home in Nebraska, her mom had recently found about 100, 150 letters under her bed, love letters that Tupac had written her when they were in high school together. I go to Nebraska the next day. I'm sitting there with Mary. I'm reading through the letters of these beautiful, 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 horny, sad, broken, traumatized, in love, in lust. I want to have sex with you. I hate my mom. I love my mom. I don't know what to do. I'm going to be homeless tomorrow. I'm leaving home. Pray for me. Just this amazing insight into Tupac. So
Okay.
it's really a step by step. You get to you go to Marin City, step by step. I drive to Marin City. I meet Brian Tynes, the main crack dealer in Marin City. I meet Bobby Burton, the guy he followed around, a crack dealer in Marin City, who he followed around before he wrote Days of a Criminal. Like just step by step by step, thinking, who are the not obvious people? Who are the people who no one has talked to? Who are the people who have been overlooked? And that's how I try to report it. True story.
Gotcha. I heard you did something with Tony Danza as well, right?
So Tony Danza wrote Tupac a letter in prison. And
Okay.
it's funny. So I call again, like I see Tony Danza wrote Tupac a letter. I reach out to Tony Danza. Danza told me something funny, actually. He wrote Tupac a letter. And the letter was basically like, listen, you are a role model for people and you really have a chance to move people. So think about the way you behave. He basically wrote him one of those letters. And Tupac wrote him back and he's like, man, Tony, I'm a huge fan of yours. Thanks for understanding where I'm coming from. And Tony Danza's like, I don't really think he understood the point of my letter. He's like, I think he kind of thought I was saying, you know, he's doing great. And really, I was trying to say to him, you can do better. I had looked at Chuck D, used to write him in prison. I obviously met with Chuck D, Kid from Kid and Play. I mean, I don't know, the Digital Underground
Madonna.
guys.
Yeah.
I didn't get Madonna. I didn't get
No,
Madonna.
no. I said she wrote letters. I thought you was naming people that wrote letters.
Madonna wrote him a very long letter in prison. Oh, no, he wrote her back.
Correct. That's right.
Why I'm breaking up with Madonna. And Madonna was pretty much like, okay, you don't like. He was writing a lot of letters in prison. A lot. I interviewed a lot of the people he was writing letters to. Like a lot of the women in particular.
Yeah.
I interviewed the head of Rikers when he was in Rikers. I interviewed multiple people he was in prison with when he was at Clinton. I interviewed the CEO, the main CEO at Clinton when he was there. You know, I interviewed a ton of people on the different sets he worked on, the movies, the actors, from Layla Rochon to Jim Belushi. I just tried to go very deep in this, you know.
The gentleman that wrote the book that said he did time with Tupac at Rikers. Is there any truth to that?
That he wrote a book?
Yeah, he wrote a book. There's a book out there.
Yeah.
The guy that said he was a cellmate.
No, he wasn't a cellmate. It was a guy. He was a corrections officer. He was
no, this is an inmate. This was an inmate that did this one.
What book is this? I might have missed this actually.
We'll look it up. I'll help John look it up right quick.
Because I did interview a bunch of guys who he was in with, and it's interesting how prison makes for like interesting bedfellows. Like his closest friend in prison was a guy named Shannon Siegel, who was a kid from Long Island, a college baseball player who went back to a high school party. He was white, and he beat up a black student at his high school with a baseball.
Oh, with a bat. Yeah.
Him and Shannon Siegel. And Shannon Siegel is the one who told him about Machiavelli initially. I know there are rumors there was otherwise. It was actually Shannon Siegel who first introduced him and gave him the Prince in prison. Tupac read the Prince in prison the first time. So.
Gotcha. I heard the sperm donor. Did you introduce the sperm donor? That's who I call Billy Garland.
No, Billy Garland, as you know, has done interviews for payment, and I don't pay anyone. I didn't pay you, Reggie. You would say
correct.
I've never.
Well, you paid me. You fed a fat man. You know, fat man got to eat.
I will pay for lunch or breakfast or whatever, but I don't. I do not pay for interviews. And I will say one of the things about hip hop that I know you guys see is there a lot. And I was told early on. In fact, you may have warned me about this. A lot of people are like, people won't talk to you if you don't pay them. If you don't pay them, people won't talk. And I just refuse to pay people. So if they want money and they wouldn't do it.
And most true journalists don't. It's just, you know, this YouTube world has kind of.
You know what the thing is, Reggie? Honestly, if you think about it, if you're paying me for an interview, let's say you're giving me $10,000 for this interview, I better produce. Like I better have something. So let's say I don't have something. I'm going to exaggerate. I'm going to go to hyperbole, and I'm going to make sure that $10,000 was well spent. And that's why I can't pay for interviews.
Gotcha. So what would you say to people? Well, just to address this, because a lot of people want to call you a fraud because they don't like hearing the truth, right? They don't like hearing the story that you told about and I'll let John get into it because he wanted to talk to you about it. But you know, his ability to be a gangster, or I'll just talk about the rape thing, the second rape incident. And people don't, you know, because they haven't heard it. Nobody on YouTube reported it, and so now that you bring it out, it got to be a lie. How did you come across that? How did you hear about it? Just so people know, because quite frankly, that's the second reason why a lot of people is down on on Jeff Pearlman,
All right.
and so all the great things you did, like finding Brenda Got a Baby, and the writer, the guy that you know took the picture. I heard you did it. You talked to him that took Tupac's last picture. You know, that supposedly was taken by the FBI.
Yeah.
If you could tell,
Done
yeah,
Do you want me to just tell you the story of what happened with the rape?
yeah.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say, people who are like, he's just trying to sell books, right? Me reporting about Tupac having a previous sexual assault accusation does not help sell books. It actually hurts selling books because
Well,
it'll
it turns a lot of people off. Yes, correct.
Of course, I understand that. To me, like, you either decide you're a journalist or you're not a journalist. Like, you have a decision to make. You're a journalist or you're not a journalist. You're a reporter or you're not a reporter. I was going through police records, old police records. I can't say where I got it from because it would give away a source, but I was going through old police records and old files. And I found and verified an accusation made by a woman approximately 4 months before the Parker Meridian situation. It happened at a club in Los Angeles. Go ahead. What are you going to say?
No, that's what I'm about to say. It happened in LA, but go ahead.
Happened in LA.
Okay.
It was at a club. This woman was out for her 21st birthday. She was dating a member of the USC football team. She was out with her friends. She was drinking. She told her friends to wait. For some reason, her friends took off. Like, there was a miscommunication. Her friends took off. She had danced with Tupac earlier in the night briefly, according to her. This is all according to her. I just want to say, like, and the police. So this is not me making up anything. Don't die on us, Reggie. Stay with us.
I'll try not to.
Okay,
I was gonna say you better produce that police report because that's really killing you off.
I don't-
You better think of a way to put up that.
I'm going to be
police
honest
report.
with you. I don't care if it, like, I'm not a liar. So if people are like, oh, blah blah blah, like, okay, so the internet is going to like I'm a journalist. What do you, I mean,
Because you got so much good stuff in there that people need to see. But
even
it's
if I
too
show
fun.
it, bullshit.
Yeah,
You know what? Even
that's
if
true.
I show it,
They'll
they'll
say
be
you
like,
made it up.
you made it
Yeah,
up, or why are you disrespecting someone who died, or why
Yeah.
you can't win in 2025. You can't
Correct.
win. And
I
with
agree.
everything is reduced to a 20-second clip. You can't win anymore. And people don't understand what journalism is anymore. Actually, honestly, pisses me off a little bit. And I know whatever. Okay. I have access to this police report. I verified it to be true. This woman was at a club in LA. She's
And obviously your editor as well. It's not like you got an Amazon. You're not produced by Amazon. You have a legit publishing house behind you.
And of course, you show it to a lawyer. Everything gets thoroughly vetted. Everything.
Correct.
Okay. She's at this club. She dances with Tupac. It's just a dance. She said. She wrote it. Said in this report too, I believe. Her friends leave. She's abandoned. Tupac and some of his friends see her there because she's kind of stranded at this club. I don't remember what time it was. And they offer her, do you need a ride home? And she said to me, because I interviewed her later, she said to me, I felt sort of in my head, at least, she was obviously remembering 30 years ago. So who the heck knows how much. She said, in my head, I thought, well, this is a famous person. So in a way that protects me a little. A famous person isn't going to do something to me, whether that's logical or not. That's what she was thinking. They drive back to his place. And again, this is all in a police report, okay, filed by her. They drive back to his place. She says, I'll stay. He said, I have to go in and get something. This is, again, this is not me saying this. I just want to reiterate. This is a police report and a follow-up interview with the woman. She said, he said, I'm going to go in and get something. She says, I'll wait in the car. He says, no, come in. She goes in. Long story short, she said Tupac sexually assaulted her and then invited his friends in to do the same. She kind of resisted.
Why didn't he get any charges filed against him?
Let me get to that.
Okay.
Let me just tell the show. I'll get to it. I promise you. I'll get to that.
It's just okay. All right.
I promise you.
Okay.
According to her, Tupac tells one of his people, who she identifies in the report, but I did not use the name for legal reasons, which I'll explain. He gets one of his friends, take her back to the club. Okay. Take her back to the club. According to her in the report and in the follow-up interview, he stopped at a certain place and said, I'll only drive you back if you have sex with me too. Right. And they were by a park, and some incident happened in the park, and eventually whatever. Okay. He drives her back to where her boyfriend is at USC. Again, he was a member of the USC football team. She's dropped out of the car. She's screaming and crying. She goes to her boyfriend's house. He says, what's wrong? What's wrong? According to her, again, she says, I was raped by Tupac Shakur and some other men. And he's like, where was it? According to her, where was it? We need to go after it. And she's like, no. I want to go to the police. I want to go directly to the police. She goes directly to the police. She files a report. She takes a test. She gives them her underwear. She has rectal bleeding. She has vaginal bleeding. She has bruises. Okay. The report is filed, and there is a marking on the report. It was not pursued because whoever the lieutenant in charge of making decisions whether to pursue a report or not, on the report it said victim, and it says like VICT period. I don't remember the exact wording, but I'm paraphrasing. Had an opportunity to run away when she was being driven home and didn't. That's the reason they didn't pursue it. Okay. I read the report. I go over the report. Initially, the woman who I tracked down didn't want to talk to me. Then I told her, I said, I offered her an opportunity to read the report in case she wanted to see the report. She read the report. She called me back. She told me she was so mad reading the report because she actually had forgotten a lot of the details, in particular, why it wasn't pursued, which is you should have run away when you had a chance to run away, but you didn't, right? That's what she was told. And it's literally written there. It's not like ambiguous. They didn't file the report because they felt she had a chance to run away and she didn't. And that's why it wasn't reported. And if you say to me, hey, asshole, why are you writing about this? Why would you possibly write about this? Here's why I write about it. Number one, it was a police report filed officially. Number two, it was verified by the police. Number three, it was filed against a man who 4 months later was accused of almost the exact same thing involving friends who he also invited, who also came in and did something. It's one way or another. To say it is not relevant or to say it is sloppy journalist when you have it verified, when you go and interview the woman who was involved, when you have it verified by other people involved who were, with her, when it is verified, I understand if you're a Tupac diehard and you love Tupac and you're like, fuck this guy, blah, blah, blah. It would be journalistic malpractice for me to have that, verify it, have it checked by legal, have it confirmed by a detective, and not use it. It would be journalistic malpractice, and I'm not fucking going to apologize for that. I'm sorry.
Well, to be fair, I have heard the story before on Vlad TV, to be honest. There's a lot of people that hadn't heard it, and so they don't want to believe it. But so another, Greg Hades, I'll say his name. He spoke on this briefly on Vlad TV before. So,
and did he get hate for it?
Did he get paid for the interview?
Oh, did he get hate for talking about it?
Oh, I don't remember. It was a while ago. It was one of his first ones.
Yeah.
Well, but quite frankly, people do not want to hear negative stuff. I put an audio of Shug pretty much saying something that happened, which is a good thing. And I'll ask you about it because you said, and I know you researched, and you said that it didn't happen, that Tupac wasn't sexually assaulted in prison, and you said that didn't happen, and you don't believe that.
Say it did.
Shug talked about it and said something on the audio. Shug has always made that running joke around Death Row, but they used to call him 12 ounce when they would talk about him behind his back. They used to call it a can of soda or soda pop is the word they used to say, because the rumor was that they pumped that much out of him, 12 ounces of out of him.
You know what's funny? I was living in New York at that time. Not funny, but I was living in New York, and Wendy Williams.
But I'm glad to hear you say that it didn't happen. So, because I know you researched it, so please harp on that.
Well, all right. So at the time, Wendy Williams was like Wendy Williams, you guys like Wendy Williams, and she was like repeating it nonstop, making fun of it, blah blah. So I interviewed, I would say probably 7 or 8 people who were in prison with Tupac, worked in the prison, etc. And to a man, they all just said, number one, it didn't happen, but number two, it just would have been impossible. Like there was no place or time where someone was gonna rape Tupac. Like it wasn't possible. And these are people. He was basically with the same people every day, right?
Yeah.
And these are people who had nothing to gain with me. And it's funny because these were people it was a weird, again, prison makes for weird bedfellows. Like Joey Fama was one of the guys he was close with. Joey Fama is still in prison. We like exchanged letters for like a year about Tupac. And he was like, he was in prison for the murder of Yusef Hawkins in New York City, which was a huge civil rights case back in the day, a black teenager who was killed by a bunch of white guys. And Joey Fama was in prison for it. He insists he didn't do it, but he was in prison and he became very close with Tupac. There are other guys who became very close with Tupac. I interviewed the main there was one corrections officer who Tupac became very close with. As close as he would be with a corrections officer, obviously.
Correct.
And to a man, they called it ridiculous. And it's not like they had anything to gain. Like there's nothing to gain. Like if it happened, there's no reason they wouldn't say it happened. You know?
Yeah.
They had nothing to gain.
Exactly.
One thing they also agreed on.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm glad to hear you say that. And because they got Stan and John Singleton filed paperwork and all of that. I've never confirmed or denied because I don't know anything about it. But I don't believe it. I heard the jokes just like everybody did back in the day, but there was never no evidence of it. And I know you would have researched that.
Wait, I have a question. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did he know they were making fun of him about it?
Oh, hell no.
He didn't know. He never knew.
Well, not people close to him. He knew people like on the East Coast, like Wendy Williams, and it was another
Jay Leno.
male
Jay
rapper.
Leno was making jokes about it. Actually, Jay Leno, Rush Limbaugh, they were all making jokes at Tupac's expense.
Correct. And people, made jokes about it back in the day, but there was never any proof of it.
Yep.
Let's get off of that because my fan base really don't like even hearing about it. They like hearing the positive stories. So let's get off of it. The one thing that Reggie Wright liked to harp on, that I saw something run across my feed, and I wish it would go viral. But the sperm donor, Billy Garden, if you can tell that story about how Seth told you how he flaked on showing up to visit Tupac, if you can tell that story.
So first, I just want to say Set. So I drove to New Orleans to see Set. And one of the hardest interviews I've ever had in my life. Like Set.
Was she still emotional? Was she emotional?
Oh, Set.
Very nice.
I watched Set because I went to the Walk of Fame in LA, and Set was there. She's estranged from much of the family. So it's kind of, then I went to the street naming in Oakland, and she was there.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys feel, she just radiates pain. Like she just radiates a pain. And I have as much admiration and respect for her as anyone. I really mean that. I have so much admiration for her. And I went down and I interviewed Set. This was a good moment for me in a lot of ways. And I said to her, what was it like for you when you moved from Baltimore to Marin? And she goes to me, that's your white privilege right there. Like, what do you mean? She goes, we didn't move. We were relocated. There's a difference. And you need to think about that. And I was like, it was like getting punched in the stomach, but like good, like I needed, And she was just like, she's so like precise with her language, very smart, very protective of Tupac, very kind of angry of a lot of things that have gone on with his legacy since. So she told me the sperm donor is funny because that's in Jasmine Guy's book. She literally says the sperm donor.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah. And that book is by the way, the Jasmine Guy book about Fendi Shakur is really good. I just want to say as a recommendation, like really good. So she told me, Seth told me.
Well, let me just say this. I can't take credit for that. That's what Tupac mom calls him.
Oh,
sperm donor.
Yeah, it's good. Well, so does Jasmine Guy. So do you apparently. So according to Seth, it was Father's Day. Tupac was at Clinton. And Billy Garland, who he first saw for the first time physically after he was shot.
Correct. He tells that story. Yeah.
Yeah. He shows up at the hospital.
Yeah.
Well, so Tupac is in prison at Clinton. Father's Day is coming up. And according to Seth told me this, Billy Garland is planning on visiting. And Tupac has mixed feelings about it, but he's kind of accepted it. All right, my dad is coming to visit. And Seth said he was actually kind of excited, nervous about it, And the night before or the day before, he asked Seth, can you be here tomorrow?
Oh, really?
Yeah. She said, of course. So the next day, Seth shows up. Tupac is there, waiting for hours, doesn't come. And she said it absolutely gutted him. Like it just gutted him because, I mean, you guys would know better than me. And a lot of I think it took a lot for him.
It was hard to, yeah. It was a long drive, to be honest. Or the how we used to get there, we used to fly to a little airport. It wasn't in Canada, but it was near Canada.
Yeah.
But the limousine company came from Canada to pick us up to take us to the prison, which was still about an hour drive.
Well, it was funny because when I interviewed Billy and Kenny Garland, the Garland brother. No, not Garland. Excuse me, Lassane. Billy and Kenny Lassane.
Okay.
They were up there a lot. And Tupac, I think it was Billy told me his directive, because they would bring women up to visit. He had all these pen pals. He had a lot of pen pals. And there were women sending him like underwear, sending him props, sending him letters, a lot of pictures. And he would have them come. Like they would come.
That gets you through the day in prison. That gets you through the days.
100%. And you couldn't have sex in prison with just a visitor, but you could pretty much do everything else in the visiting room, whatever, hug, whatever. So make out. So he had a stream of women come to visit him, many of whom I interviewed. And like his directive to, I think, Billy, that Billy told me is, don't fumble my hose. That was what he said. Don't fumble my hose. When you bring them up, don't fumble my hose. And I want to
mess up the names, huh?
Yeah, I don't fumble my hose. And I just want to make I want to have a t-shirt line. Don't fumble my hose, but I don't know if anyone will buy it. It's my favorite line anyone said for the book.
Well, you got to keep talking about it. Got to keep saying it because people won't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Reggie, don't fumble my hose, okay? Thank you.
Okay, I'll let my partner John. I know he got a couple of questions for you because I really want to get to the chat. Because that's why I want the people in the chat to ask you a question. Okay. Yeah. So, John, go ahead.
Okay. So, obviously, you probably experienced with the comments and the threads and all that, people not liking you doing this book. I think I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think the gist of this comes from like the first viral clip that happened from an interview with you that I wanted to play, and then you can kind of tell me if you still. It's real clip. It's only like 10 seconds long.
It's fair. It's
and
fair.
Then you can tell me if you still feel the same way or if you've changed since this clip. So we'll just play it real quick, and then we'll
also play the rebuttal to it too, John, together, so you can do them both.
Okay. I'll do that.
Tupac's death is the dumbest shit of all time because he died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot a gun. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe.
So I'm picking up, feel me? Take him out.
Okay, so given that people have seen that gun range footage, and then they hear you say, "Oh, he doesn't know how to shoot a gun," that's gonna immediately make people be like, "This guy doesn't know what he's talking about." So I just wanted to see what you had to say about that.
First of all, 100% fair, right? 100% fair. I'm saying that you play that. Like I have no beef with that. That's obviously this is called accountability. All right, I just want to say I'm on this podcast. It's like I don't know what it was, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. It was a cool podcast actually. It's about 2.5 hours. It's about my life and career. And they asked this question about Tupac. It was a very fucking clumsy and stupid response, right? And the truth of the matter is, I will break down a little like some of my reporting and some of the stuff. It was a shitty response. There's no doubt. And that's when I started getting the death threats. I got 3 death threats. I can't say I got a ton, but like it's kind of scary. One guy literally wrote me and he's like, "Hey, dumbass, good job leaving your public profile up so I can see where your wife and kids are. Let's see how you handle it when they're gone." And I'm like, seriously, was it that bad? But okay. It's a new world for me. It's not baseball. So, okay. It was stupid. It was sloppy. It was dumb. I admit that from the beginning. It was just a sports talk guy. And in a way, honest to God, when people say like, why is a white sports writer working on a Tupac book? In a way, that clip is exhibit A, why you wouldn't want a white sports writer work on a Tupac book, because it wasn't respectful of like the legacy of this guy and of the people and how people feel about him. So like, I hate that. I fucking hate that. Like I hate it times 1,000. It was stupid and sloppy and imprecise and bullshit. That is A. I will tell you, working on the book, a lot of people cite that clip of him at the gun range, and they cite obviously in Georgia when he shoots the 2 off-duty cops.
Right.
Okay. And again, I'm not defending myself. This is not defending myself at all. It was bullshit. Okay. Shock G talked early on about Tupac with a gun. Maybe you guys have seen this. and just that he was like, I don't remember the word, but haphazard or kind of sloppy with it, right? Marin City Festival. There's a shooting of the Marin City Festival, which you guys probably know about. Tupac has a gun, hands shaking, you know, gets punched, drops the gun, loaded gun on the ground. There is the Kendrick Wells. Did you know Kendrick Wells?
We did interview with Kendrick. Yeah, his
He died,
assistant.
you know, he's passed.
Yeah, we know. Yeah,
And Wells knew, you know, Kendrick Wells knew Tupac very well. You would agree with that?
yeah.
Yeah. And he talked to me at length about Tupac with a gun. And he just said, I never trusted Tupac with a gun because he was so erratic, the way he would hold it, the way he would handle it, et cetera, et cetera. There's also, if I'm being honest, and I know people are going to say, what the fuck do you know? There's Quad Studios. When
Right.
I did interview the EMT who first got to him, who hadn't been interviewed ever in his life, I found him. He was the first man to get to him. He's like, I've been waiting for someone to call me for a long time to ask me this question. I've always been surprised no one has called me. He's the first one to get to him. Tupac had the gun in his waistband. He was shot 3 times, not 5 or 7 has been reported. 3 times. There was once in the head. It crowned his head between the skin and the skull. Second time was in the hand. Third time was in the testicle. Tupac, the EMT gets up to the floor where Tupac is because he took the elevator up. He looks over Tupac. Tupac tells him, I've been shot in the balls. Do you want to see? In the ball. He looks. There's no entrance through the jeans or the underwear, right? He's like, and he wrote a report saying Tupac shot himself with a gun in his waistband, which is just true. I interviewed Watani, who was his longtime manager, and I asked him about the gun that Tupac had. It was a Glock that he had in his waistband. So Tupac kept the gun under his shorts, under his underwear, in the waistband, tight, tagged there. He said it was a very easy gun to discharge if you weren't careful.
Correct.
Like,
But they don't have a firearm. They don't have a hammer. Yeah.
Correct. I am not saying what I said is justified. It came off stupid. It came off sloppy. It came off ignorant. It disrespected Tupac's history, and it disrespected what he did in Atlanta, and also video clips of him shooting. I understand that. But I did have the different things. And in particular, I'd somewhat recently either written about or talked about him shooting himself in his testicle.
Yeah.
That's it. Doesn't make me, you can judge me how you want, but that's where I come from. But it wasn't cool. It was sloppy and bullshit.
And I meant no safety on the
Correct.
on the Glocks. Yeah, they don't have safeties on it. Yeah.
So
I mean, I believe the testicle story. I'll be honest. A lot of people get mad. I believe that.
there's nothing
I
not to
believe-
believe. I literally talked to the EMT.
I always thought Biggie or somebody supposedly hid the gun for him. I never heard that he still had the gun in his possession.
The gun was
And knowing
upstairs.
that-
You're right. Anyway.
Yeah. No, go ahead. Say what you about to say, cuz.
Oh, that's it. I got nothing. Yeah.
No. So you saying the MT is saying that the gun was still in his waistband?
No.
And they didn't-
No. That's not what I'm saying. He's saying
Okay.
there's no entrance wound. The only way he could have been shot is if he shot himself, because
Correct.
there's no entrance. There's no exterior. There was no gunpowder residue. There's no
I
hole.
think he said that the gun was still in his waistband.
No. You
Okay.
misunderstood what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying when he shot himself, the gun was in his waistband, not when the EMT got up there.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
When he shot himself, the gun, he shot himself beneath his shorts and or his pants and his waistband.
Okay.
According to the EMT. Again, I just want to say again, I'm not like Wendy Williams. I'm not like, this is all stuff I reported. People may say that's bullshit. You reported it. They may say, what does the EMT know? Okay. I'm just telling you, I reported it and I tried to be as thorough and accurate as possible. I'm a
You gotta
fan
tell
of
the good with the bad. Unfortunately, yeah, you gotta tell the good with the bad.
Yeah.
Okay, John. Go ahead, John.
I think one of the things that was, at least to myself, one of the bigger surprises within the book was that you not only were told this, but you revealed that he had like a tombstone somewhere.
Correct.
And that can you kind of go into, number one, how you heard that he had one, and then actually trying to navigate to get to see this thing?
It's a crazy, crazy story. It's one of my craziest reporting moments. Brenda's Got a Baby is the craziest reporting moment in my career. And this might actually be number 2, and they all happen in the same book. So basically, as you guys might know, Phoenix Shakur is from Lumberton, North Carolina. And I really wanted to report on her youth as well, because to understand Tupac, obviously you have to understand his mother. And I flew from California to Lumberton specifically, this is not a joke, to use the old newspaper archives at the Lumberton Library, right? I was an idiot. I did not call ahead to make sure the machine was working. I literally show up in Lumberton, 9 a.m., walk into the library. There's a machine. There's a sign over the machine out of order. I literally flew 2,600 miles to use this machine. Moron. Okay. I knew that some cousins lived there, still in Lumberton, the Powers family, and they were cousins of Afeni Shakur, and by that measure, cousins of Tupac and Set. And I reached out to them, but before I reached out to them, someone had mentioned that Afeni Shakur used to have a house in Lumberton, and I went to the house. I drove to the house. I found the house. It's a house she built after Tupac died, and she was remarried for a while to a kind of a pastor. You know that guy,
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, not a great chapter of her life.
Yeah.
And they built this big house, and this is a big house and a lot of property. And initially, I snuck onto the property. I did the like walk over the fence. It's abandoned. I didn't know, but I walk over the fence. I'm looking around. I'm looking in windows. Nothing. It's empty. I leave. I go interview the Powers. There was 2 women, and then Dante Powers was a younger cousin who had a relation with Tupac. Reggie, do you know him at all, Dante?
No.
And
Is he a little light skinned kid? Is he light skinned? The
No.
one's kind of light.
No,
No. Okay. No.
There's a picture of him in the book, actually.
Okay.
With the grave. Anyway, I'm talking to them, and Dante's like, I'm the caretaker of the house because the house is still owned by the estate, even though it's an abandoned
Okay.
house. He's like, I have to go over there to help the gas get checked or something like that. Do you want to just come over with me? I can show you the house. And I was like, if you're a reporter and someone says that, obviously you always say yes, right?
Correct.
I'm literally in Afeni Shakur's house. It's kind of like walking through in a way, it's kind of creepy is the wrong word, but it's like time has stood still. There are books everywhere, everything in boxes, but like boxes of her stuff, cooking supplies, book supplies, stuff like that. And then he said, we're walking around outside, and he said, do you want to see where Tupac's grave is?
Mm.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Because everyone knew his
He had
ashes,
been cremated. Yeah.
and they had a ceremony in Malibu.
But they didn't use all of them. But go ahead.
Sure. But everyone, as far as it's always been written,
Yeah.
ashes Malibu. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, my aunt buried some of the ashes here. I'm like, what? I walk out with him, and literally it's pictured in the book. There's Tupac Shakur's headstone. And it's really interesting because I appeared on a show with Idi Amin recently. And he asked me, how'd you know about that? And I asked him, did you know about it? And he said, yeah, it was always kind of a family secret, but we all knew. And I just think it's crazy. Imagine if, like, I don't know, Marilyn Monroe was just married in like the back of a house in Brewster, New York.
Did you take a picture for your book on that?
I did.
that?
I took a picture of the stone. It's there.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
and I always want to say, I'm sure people are going to be like, well, how could you? That's a family secret, blah, blah, blah. To me, at this point, Tupac Shakur, this is going to sound maybe corny, but I really mean it. Like, his history and his life is like for the books. Like,
Yeah.
it's for the books. He is gone. His story, his narrative matters. And I think the fact that one of the greatest icons of modern, not
Yeah.
just pop culture, but sort of history, is buried on an abandoned lot owned by the estate in Lumberton, North Carolina, is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. There it is, right there. I took that picture.
Okay. You having a relationship with Seth? Did you call them, reach out to her after completing the
Yeah.
book or anything? Okay.
Oh, yeah, I did. And I've messaged with Seth several times.
Okay.
And Seth, she told me when I wrote the book, she's
She's the only person I care about, to be honest.
Oh,
Opinion.
yeah. I would say for me, there are a couple of people who are like the big people, right? Like the people who I thought were.
And Aunt Glow, but mainly Seth.
Yeah,
though.
I didn't get Glow, but I thought Yasmin was very important. Yasmin Fula, very important. Layla Steinberg, very important in his life.
Bullshit. But go ahead.
All right, I'm just giving my opinion.
Bullshit.
You can't tell. Wait, time out, Reggie. Whatever you think of her, you can't say she wasn't influential in the
At the
life
beginning,
of
yes.
Tupac Shakur. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
she
saying.
was. She
I'm
was.
going his whole life.
Yeah.
And Seth. Anyway, I told Seth at the time, I'm like, I'll send you a copy of the book. And she said, I almost certainly won't read it. Right. And she wasn't being an asshole to me. Like, this
Oh,
is
okay. She was just being honest. Okay.
This is pain to her. And I actually said to her recently, I'll send you a copy of the book. And she said, I probably won't read it. And she didn't give the address. And it wasn't because she's mad at me. Like, we actually have, I think, a nice relationship, like a good back and forth. I think this is her life.
And that's good to keep harping on to the Tupac community, that as best you can, you try to get things approved by her.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I admire her.
That's good. No, I'm glad you said that. Yes.
She's just an admirable person. And to me, more than anyone, more than you, more than Layla, more than Yasmin, more than Suge Knight, more than anyone from Digital Underground, she is the embodiment of Tupac Shakur. She's a
I agree.
living, walking embodiment of the pain. And I'll tell you something she said to me. I'm being serious about this, and you may disagree. It's actually the quote that started my book. And unfortunately, I don't have my book near me because I'm not professional enough. She basically said, what people don't understand, this is over multiple conversations, like what people fail to understand about my brother the most is the pain and the loneliness and the suffering. And people see thug life and they see I get around and they see all this. But what they don't see is everything he went through, everything he carried with him, not
Yeah.
just being the son of a father who never showed up for him, but a mom, your hero goes
Yeah.
from being up here and you'd brag to everyone about my mom, a Black Panther, to you watching her succumb to crack addiction right in front of you. And even when he was later on in his life, a lot of people were asking him for stuff in his family. And I talked to Seth about this. He was in prison when he didn't have that much money, etc. And he always was being asked for stuff. And at the end of the day, she said,
Well, that
he
was
went-
one of the main things with Suge that he wanted was for her mother to get a house because
Oh.
she was worried about her,
Yeah.
not being homeless.
Yeah. So I just think, like she said to me, a lot of people don't see the pain and they don't see the loneliness and sort of the sadness that he carried with him.
Correct. He was one of a kind. For his legacy to still be carried on like it is
Crazy.
29 years later. Yeah.
Well, you know what's interesting, Reggie? A lot of people compare him to Kurt Cobain because they died around the same time and they died young.
Okay.
Kurt Cobain does not have the legacy that Tupac has. He has a big legacy, but it's not the same as Tupac. And Biggie does not have the same legacy as Tupac. They just don't.
Only I think is Elvis, maybe Elvis and Michael, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't even think Michael Jackson does in a lot of ways.
Really?
In a way,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't feel that way. I don't.
Were there people that you tried to reach out to, Jeff, to interview for this book that just straight up declined?
Sure. It's interesting. I went back and forth with Suge. So Suge is in prison in San Diego, and they have a as a reporter, I've shown up at prisons many times because in New York State, you can actually just show up and they'll tell the inmate you're there.
Yeah.
And he'll either come out or not come out. In California, you have to arrange it with the inmate beforehand.
Yeah, you have to get a visitor for him. Yeah.
You have to get a visitor form. And also, but they have a thing here that's actually kind of cool. You can text inmates.
Correct.
They have a thing you can text.
We put this on Bomb First Alive. We give the information to people. I thought I was the one that gave it to you, but maybe not.
You might have been. You might have been.
Yeah, I think I gave you that. But go ahead. I'm sorry,
Reggie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. You were very helpful, Reggie. I got there's nothing but respect here for this. I went back and forth with him a bunch, and it was never anything. I'd be like, "Hey, I'm Jeff Pearlman. I'm working a book," and he'd write back like K. The only time, and it was like this, I would write, "Suge, any chance?" Nothing. "Suge, any chance?" Nothing. The only time he responded is I found a report card of his from UNLV, and he got like a D or C- in like music appreciation. And I said, "Hey, I think you could send an image," or I sent him just, "Hey, I got your report card. You got a C- in music appreciation." And he wrote back, "Ha ha." So I'm not like, I also thought maybe I'd have a breakthrough because Suge played 3 games with the Los Angeles Replacement Rams in 1987. And I thought maybe having written a Bo Jackson book, having written a Walter Payton book, maybe it would help me a little bit. But
you had to go through the bitches, Jeff. You got to go through the bitches with Suge.
I think I tried, though. I tried. I did reach out to a lot of women in his life. It just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sunshine, thank you. Let's see if Sunshine got a question for you. Did he just say Michael Jackson doesn't have a legacy?
No.
It tells you right here he don't know nothing. Yeah, okay. This guy, she said $20 for her to access, but she's a big supporter of our channel. But go ahead and respond to that.
Michael Jackson has a huge legacy. What I mean is there's a mystique about Tupac Shakur that I think Michael Jackson doesn't have. I'm talking about mystique, right? Gotcha. Maybe it comes with young death. Maybe it comes with things he didn't accomplish because there was so much waiting for him. That's all I'm saying. I am a huge Michael Jackson. I'm a huge Michael Jackson fan. Thriller was the soundtrack of my youth. Yeah. If I said that wrongly, I apologize. It's not what I meant.
Okay.
Did you lose your partner?
Huh?
You lost your other?
No, he just go in and out. He's okay. He probably fighting with his dog or something.
Sure.
No, he just probably researching something. Go ahead, John.
The other thing I was going to ask, obviously, so you reached out to Suge, didn't get anywhere there. For those of us, including myself, that haven't read the book,
Yep.
What were your findings within the family when it came to who they felt was responsible for the shooting of Tupac, the passing of Tupac, which to your point is one of the big allures around his legacy is,
How he
half
died.
the idiots think he's alive. Other people debate how he died.
Yeah. So Set, we did not want to talk about it, which I understand. It's the murder of her brother. So like you're not gonna push. Billy and Kenny Lassane, I don't remember who they. I mean, Kenny Lassane had a really interesting story about it, which you probably know, Reggie. But like that night, so Kenny Lassane was his cousin. He's referenced, and I am mad at you. Oh, you're a Muslim now. No more
Yeah.
games. That's Kenny Lassane. And Kenny Lassane
He was the one that supposed to stole the guns, right?
stole the gun.
Yeah.
And Tupac finds out, and he
Yeah.
calls. And I interviewed Kenny for this, and he was very open. And he said he was an addict, and he stole one of his guns, one of his prized guns, for money.
Correct.
Tupac calls and gets his wife on the phone and says, "Tell your whatever fucking Muslim husband I'm coming down and I'm cutting his hands off." Because in the Quran, one of the punishments, I suppose, is cutting your hands off. I looked this up.
For stealing, yeah.
For stealing.
Yeah.
And Kenny said to me in hindsight, he's like, I wish he came down and tried cutting off my hands, because instead he stayed in Vegas. So
yeah. Well, that's
I don't have any great.
Everybody always think he wasn't supposed to go there until Monday. It was Monday when he was supposed to go down. But anyway.
Well, the other thing, I mean, there are a couple of interesting things about. I don't have a great answer about like what the family thought. Set didn't want to talk about it, and the cousins have kind of conspiracy theories.
And we got a great relationship with Bill, so we know what Bill don't believe.
Yeah.
The other people theories. What's your theory on that?
You're not going to like my theory, but I'm going to give it to you. I don't know if you will. Maybe you will. You're a level-headed guy. This is my theory, but I want to acknowledge, like, I understand this is a very heated thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Tupac. Obviously, I do also want to say the Tyson fight was supposed to be months earlier.
Correct. That was he broke his hand. He messed up his hand or something.
But he didn't really. That was bullshit, by the way.
Oh, really?
He wasn't prepared, and Don King pulled him out of the fight early.
Gotcha. Okay.
So a fight was supposed to be 3 months earlier. And if that fight had taken place, Tupac couldn't have gone, because he was literally filming that day. He was rapping. I think it was gang related. So okay. I believe, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, right? I actually think the theft at the mall happened. I do think that Trayvon Lane saw Orlando Anderson wearing the big Dan Marino jersey in the MGM Grand. I do think he turned to Tupac and said, "Yo, that's a guy who stole my."
Tupac or to the crowd?
Oh yeah, right. But Tupac was right there.
Okay,
and then
to Tupac.
Yeah.
When you say Tupac, it's like it's just him. But
right. But Tupac was the first one to walk up, and Tupac walks up to Orlando Anderson and says, "You from the South?" Punches him in the face. Everyone pounces. Okay.
Yeah.
And I did interview one guy I spoke to. I had to look up his name because I couldn't remember. I interviewed Orlando Anderson's closest friend from the time, and he was another Crip named. His nickname was Lil Spank. I don't know if you know this guy, Ian Salazar.
Noel Johnson. Noel Johnson. Is it Noel?
This is a different guy. No. Okay. This is a different guy. Lil Spank, and he was in the Crips, and he went to high school with Orlando Anderson.
Okay.
And I told him my theory, and he's like, "I totally agree with you." But basically, Tupac walks up, beats kicks him, he falls, the guys come, they stomp on him, they leave. It's Orlando Anderson, it's Keefe D, it's 2 other guys. Tupac and the crew go to 662 for a little while. Wait, you were there? Were you not there for this? Were you there for this? I don't remember where you were.
Yeah. I just want to hear. I don't want to influence this. Okay. I'm trying to influence you. Go ahead.
Wait, but Reggie, I do want to say, I'm not saying I have more knowledge than you. You are obviously the first-hand witness. I'm just giving, I honestly think, my humble opinion, author of a Brett Favre biography, think that Orlando Anderson got beat up publicly by a rapper. And according to his friend and a couple other people I talked to who were sort of gang affiliated through the years, going back to Compton, having her ass kicked by Tupac Shakur. And I'm not saying Tupac Shakur wasn't tough. I'm not saying Tupac Shakur wasn't a badass. He was a warrior. There's no doubt about it. I'm not sure Orlando Anderson could go back to Compton having been publicly beat up.
I don't even think the rapper part. I agree with you about everything else. I just think if anybody would have did that, they were going to retaliate. That's just the gang mentality.
Yeah. Well, his friend literally said to me, I don't know how he would have ever shown his face again, having been beaten up by Tupac Shakur. And I'm not saying Tupac was a wimp. I'm just saying, and again, this is my reporting, what this guy said to me. So, and I just think like, I know it's boring and I know we love conspiracies, and I'm not saying maybe it is. I think there's a retribution. I think he kicked his ass. He was embarrassed. He was mortified. It was Tupac Shakur. He knew who he was. Tupac is driving down. He's with Suge. They're by the strip. They're on the strip by Flamingo and Koval. Oh shit. There's Tupac. 2 minutes earlier, Tupac's hanging out of the car, hollering at people. He wasn't hard to find. There he is. Pull up on him, shoot him. That's my opinion. I think it's a horrible, stupid, like, I think Tupac is one of the great artists of our lifetime.
Yeah.
I do. Jim Belushi said to me, Tupac Shakur was 2 or 3 movies away from an Academy Award, multiple Academy Awards. I think he wanted to be a great, great actor. I think he would. Can I tell you a quick story that I think actually, I know it's a little divergent. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I talked to Dupre Kelly from Lords of the Underground. And when Tupac was in Thug Life, they had a mini tour with Lords of the Underground. And one night, they were in Orlando, and Dupre Kelly and Tupac are in a car, and they get in an argument, kind of a heated argument. And Dupre Kelly goes back to his motel room. A few minutes later, Tupac knocks on the door, and he doesn't know Tupac that way. He knocks on the door. Dupre Kelly looks through the peephole. It's Tupac. He calls his guys, and he's like, yo, Pac's at the door. And they're like, what do you want me to do? He's like, just so you know, I don't know what he wants, but he's here. Puts the phone down, opens the door. Tupac's like, you weren't going to let me in? And he's holding a couple of 40s.
Yeah.
Says, I want to sit down with you. And he goes, this is Dupre Kelly telling me the story, okay? Dupre Kelly goes, Tupac was like, listen, I don't like that shit you said to me in the car, but I admire like fuck that you had the guts to say it to me. And I love that you stood up for your guys. I love that you stood up for your guys. And he's like, we as black men need to stand up for each other more. And not only that, we need to stand up for our fucking communities. And he goes, you're from Newark, New Jersey. You need to stand up for Newark. I need to stand up for Oakland. Cube needs to stand up for LA. We all need to do that. And he said, not only that, we need to get into government. We need to start making laws, not just being subjected to laws. We need to be legislators. And Dupre Kelly said, what do you mean? He's like, we need to run for office ourselves, right?
Yeah, he was big on that.
When I interviewed Dupre Kelly, you know what his job is? City councilman, Newark, New Jersey. And he told me the reason, the thing that inspired that spark was his lecture from Tupac Shakur. So I would not have been shocked. And I don't know, obviously, if Tupac Shakur sitting here at age 54 would be, if not a leader in sort of a social civil rights movement, could be senator or governor. Or whatever,
I tell people in my life that a long time that I really believe Tupac would have been in politics by now. He would not be rapping or acting, or maybe like, Arnold did. Schwarzenegger, he's still acting, but definitely will be in the politics. We say it all the time. Yeah.
I'm glad you're here because it's just an educated guess for me as an outsider writing a book. I just think the ICE raids, I don't think he would sit here as masked agents or grabbing brown people.
He definitely, that's why I'm so mad at the Snoop Dogs and even all the major rappers and stuff. They sitting by and being silent. The only reason why I don't give them a pass, and I'm about to offend a lot of my brown brothers, is because blacks feel that the Mexicans sits back and watch us go through a lot of stuff and don't really support us. But when they start raiding a lot of Haitians and more Haitians and stuff like that than those being publicized, then I think hopefully black people would step up as well with the Mexican brothers and support. But I get your point. Your point was going to be Tupac would be out front. He would be protesting against this like crazy, where the Dr. Dre's, the Snoops, and all of them are just sitting by and letting it go silent.
I mean, he's a guy, little Latasha Shore Grown, tell the lady in the liquor store to come home. Like that was Tupac.
Exactly.
And I was thinking about something. I wonder if you agree or disagree. I actually had this discussion, both of you, with my son yesterday. I feel like guys like Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, artists I admire very much.
Correct.
We're talking about their experiences, right? This is what it was like to grow up in Long Beach. This is what it was like to grow up in Compton, police, etc. Like it was a story of what it was like.
You gotta remember who our parents were, though. Tupac's parents was his mother and his father were different. Go ahead.
That is the point I'm going to make.
Okay.
I actually think Tupac. No. It's all good. Tupac wasn't just telling stories about what it was like to grow up in Baltimore or Marin City. He was raised to take action. He was raised by a woman who Effendi Shakur should be taught about in history classes
Yes.
across America. It is crazy the mismanagement of her legacy. There should be movies about Effendi Shakur. There should be more books about Effendi Shakur. 21 years old, turned down a court-appointed attorney, pregnant with Tupac, without a high school diploma, defends herself in the Panther 21 trial.
Correct.
Facing a lifetime plus in prison.
Defends herself. Yeah.
Defends herself while pregnant, being back and forth from prison, and wins.
You knew who doing a good job of showing that? And you ever watch the Godfather of Harlem?
No.
Okay, it's something with I can't think of his name right now. I love this actor. Forrest Whitaker. He's playing in the Godfather of Harlem. It's called.
Is it about the Panthers?
They got a part of it in there. It's really about him being one of the big drug dealers from New York.
Nicky Barnes?
Not Nicky. Nicky's in it. They talk about Nicky, but over Nicky, the one that was before Nicky. Oh. Come on, somebody tell me in the chat right quick.
Yeah.
Somebody tell me right quick, because it's gonna kill me. The Godfather of Harlem, y'all. Anyway, but they doing a good job of touching on it. Yeah.
I thought Alan Hughes with the Dear Mama documentary.
Bumpy. Yeah, Bumpy Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bumpy wasn't hanging out in Mailpack, New York at Rodex Deli with me when I was 18 years old.
Oh, that's right. You're a New York boy. I forget that.
I'm a New York boy. Yeah. But rural, nowhere in New York, not New York City.
John, okay, let's take some questions from the chat board. So guys, y'all can start putting in your chat so we can ask you right quick. So if y'all write some decent questions, we'll answer it. If you just want to troll, y'all know we're gonna what up, Bill? Shout out to my boy Bill. Looks saying he just texted me. He's listening. Appreciate you, Bill.
Yep. Okay, let me go back a little bit and just see.
He was a really good guy.
Bill is cool. He does a great job of representing. He's one of the only ones in the family that talks right now, and he does a great job representing.
You know what I liked about Bill and Kenny? I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I don't know much about Kenny, but Bill, I do.
They were brutally honest. They didn't sugarcoat. They told real stories. They were like, "I want this story told. You should be honest about it." They were both. I mean, Bill's a really smart guy and a really insightful guy. Awesome, for real.
Shout out, Bill. Bill, text me if you want to come on the chat. We'll bring you in just to say what's up. If you want to come on, Bill, let me know. I'll send you a link. Okay, let's try to take some questions.
Here's one that somebody sent a little while ago while we were kind of talking about stuff, and they just said, "Can we ask you if there's any truth that Pac got beat up at Rikers Island due to him dry snitching in the vibe?" I've never heard that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Not true. I actually did hear that. I interviewed the warden at Rikers. Weirdly, the warden at Rikers grew up with Prime Minister Pete Nice from third base. And I know it's like 7 degrees of separation in the world. Prime Minister Pete Nice used to be a baseball writer after third base for a while. And I used to cover baseball with Pete Nice. And he knew the Rikers warden. I interviewed the Rikers warden. Like, no, Tupac, first of all, Tupac wasn't at Rikers very long. Like, it was a pretty quick spell. I don't remember the exact span, but it was quick. And a lot of time he was I think he was in the recovery ward at Rikers, because he was there after he was shot and sentenced. So nothing exciting happened there. Although he wasn't, most of the time he was okay. Anyway, yeah, he did get a lot of visitors. I know like Jada visited him in Rikers. I know Jasmine Guy visited him in Rikers. A lot of people visit him in Rikers.
People that keep typing in that this book is a lie and stuff like that, this is what we're here for. Tell us, don't just say it's a lie. It's easy to call somebody this or this. Say what your opinion is, what you think he's lying about.
Judge, can I say something else? I'm being serious about this.
Okay.
You can go to the library, take out the book for free. So that's not me trying to sell a book, right? Go to the library and take out the book. If you find lies in it, I am very easy to find on social media. Tell me what you think was wrong about it. Tell me what wasn't reported. Tell me what wasn't vetted. Like, tell me what was it. You can go to the library. I'm not even trying to sell you a book. Go to the library.
Here's the question from Digital Groove. He said, if Jeff is primarily a sports writer, and I think you might have came on late because he did kind of talk about it at the beginning, but we'll ask it again and he can answer it right quick. If Jeff a primary sports writer, what motivated him to write a Tupac book? He talked about it really at the beginning, but
let me ask you one thing that I think is true.
Okay.
I think, like, I do believe, and I know this might sound blasphemous, like, over time, everyone is forgotten. It's just a reality. Everyone is forgotten over time. And if we don't document people's lives properly, we forget about them. Like, if I ask you guys, who's the big singer in 1910 America, you would have no idea, and neither would I, right? We
Not
forget
a
about
clue.
it. And like, I know Tupac is a legend. I know, but if you don't document his life, oh my God. That's awesome.
Hold on, Bill. Is that Bill on? That Bill coming through?
That is.
Hey, Bill, how you doing, brother? This is Jeff.
We go back.
Jeff is on the phone. He's on there with us, and my partner John. Just want to ask you. I know you've been listening. Has anything he said about the family been untrue? Hold on, Bill. Is that Bill on? That Bill coming through?
Yeah. What's up, Reg? Good to see you.
You as well, Bill. Yeah, Jeff is here as well. He can see you as well.
What's up?
You got a little bit of background, Bill.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you good now. You got a
No,
little
I haven't
background.
heard anything.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
Can you turn
Yeah,
turn your YouTube
what's up,
down?
Jeff? Good to see you.
Hey, Bill. Good to see you too.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, I think you on mute now, Bill.
No.
nah, I was just gonna say I haven't heard anything that Jeff said that what.
I think he's on a delay, so when we speak, he gets it like 15 to
Yeah,
20.
I got to get him to
Am I
turn
good
the
now?
YouTube off. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
You can't listen to yourself while you're on, Bill.
I'm just gonna say I haven't heard anything that Jeff said that what.
I think he's saying that Jeff hasn't said anything that wasn't true. But go ahead. Yeah, I got to get him to turn the YouTube off. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, Bill.
Damn.
I think he's saying that Jeff hasn't said anything that wasn't true. Okay.
You know, I got a problem because this is my first time using. Yeah, this is my first time using this app. So please,
Okay. Yeah, we kind of have problems, Bill.
talk,
But
man. It's only gonna take me a couple of minutes.
No problem. No problem. We'll work through it. We'll go ahead and ask Jeff some more questions while you working through it.
I can
Okay.
text him actually. If is there something he needs to know? I have his number if you want me to text him.
Yeah, we got to have a problem, Bill.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, that was good.
Okay. Sorry about that. Those that's on there. We're just trying to get a family member on there, just to show you that But Bill, if you're listening, buddy, turn your YouTube off because I think that's what's causing the delay.
Let me
Ah,
text him. I'll
okay.
just text him.
This was a chance. Did he get a chance to interview the ex-wife Keisha? Someone asks.
No, I did not. I tried to. I did not get to talk. I didn't get to talk to Keisha or Kadada. So I'm just being honest. You can't force people
Okay.
to to talk. So I did not,
Of course.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not.
Okay.
Oh, but I will say this. Can I just say one thing?
Sure.
A
Anything.
friend of mine, a great journalist. Yeah, a friend of mine, a great journalist named Christopher John Farley, who wrote for Time Magazine at the time, did a lengthy interview with Kadada right after Tupac died, and he saved the tape, and he gave me the tape. So I did have about 20 minutes of Kadada interview from the days after Tupac died that I think were never used before. So that was something. It's not the same as talking to her, but it was helpful.
Oh, okay. What about that interview that everybody been waiting to hear, John? It's not the one with Angie. What is it?
Martinez.
Yeah, with Angie Martinez. Have that one? Did you know anything about it, or you ever heard anything about that one? No background information on that. What about
Well, I know the famous Angie Martinez, but there was a famous Angie Martinez interview that he did.
Are we good now?
Oh, wait.
We can hear you.
Hey, maybe.
What up, Bill? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
When you say "Can we hear you?"
Oh, boy.
and then we lose you.
We can. I'm texting him.
Big dog. No, not to my knowledge. Amir Muhammad has not tried to sue anyone. I wish he
Hey,
would though.
hey, okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm glad y'all can hear me. What's up, everybody? Sorry for about the what happened just now, man. I wanted to jump in on this conversation. First, congratulations on the book, Jeff. I turned off YouTube, so I don't know why I'm still on delay. I don't know what that's about. And like I
Now
said,
we
it's my
hearing you
first
good
time
now.
using this app.
We
But
hearing
I
you
just
good
want to
now.
say this, man. Congratulations to you, Jeff. I didn't read the book yet. I'm waiting for you to send me a copy, man. Send me a copy of the book, man. If I gotta go buy it, I'll buy it. But I wanted you to send me an autographed copy of the book. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to clarify something about Tupac and the jail conversation you was having with Reg. What's up, Reg? God bless you, man.
You as
You
well,
know, we
brother. It's always good.
Facebook friends, man, but I need to come on your platform more often, man, because a lot of the things that you talk about, man, I kind of respect. And I want to talk about the old days, man, in Tarzana, when we was all up in Tarzana back when
Okay.
Suge was in jail, you know, and you used to come
Yeah.
by there all the time, man. And, you know, I want to talk about a little bit about that, you know, those days, you know. But anyway, while Pac was in jail in New York City in 1993, I was in jail with him. I was in another part of Rikers Island. I was in a place called Beacon, in a jail called Beacon on Rikers Island. And Pac was in Rikers Island Hospital because he was nursing his bullet wounds from getting shot at Quad Studio. So him and I used to communicate through, you know, correction officers or clergy, people who would go see Pac. You know, we would communicate through letters through these people so that we can stay on top of what was going on with each other. But I got to tell you this, you know, please dispel the rumors about Pac getting beat up in jail, Pac getting raped, and, you know, all these crazy, weirdo rumors that I hear about Tupac. And I understand people just don't know, you know, so people ask. I understand that. But the truth of the matter is that, you know, Tupac was a man. And just like any man, not just Tupac, but any man, me, you, Jeff, any man that stand on principle is not going to have a problem in jail. You know,
Correct.
so when you start talking about or speculating about men getting violated in jail, then you thinking about the wrong thing and you don't really understand what the prison system and what that life is about. A real man don't get violated no matter where he goes. You know, and if you are a principled man and you hold your own, you mind your business, you're not gonna have any problems like that in jail, particularly getting beat up or getting raped. And Pac is a man. Pac is, you know, he's a man. You know, he stands on principle, as we all know. He stands on principle, and people resonate with that. People relate to that. People respect it. So I just wanted to clear that up, man. And thank you guys for having me on. Jeff, don't forget, man, send me an autographed copy of the book so that I can read it. And then I'll give you my critique. But congratulations, man. I know you put a lot of work into it. I trust your journalistic expertise. You know, you are a journalist and you're not going to report anything that is not backed by, you know, reputable or credible sources. You know, you're not going to just report anything off the top of your head. So I respect the work that you put in. You know, you and I talked about it before. You and I relatively have a pretty cool rapport. So, you know, I expect that your book is going to do well, but send me a copy so that I can read it. Reggie, God bless you, man. You know, we stay in touch every now and then.
Yeah.
I like what you're doing, Reggie. I always had a high level of respect for you. I know what you've been through, man, with that death row shit, man, and I know you held it down. So God bless you, man, and we'll talk again soon.
Respect, Bill, and I appreciate you, man.
Peace and
Respect,
love.
brother. You too. All right. So for those of y'all don't know, that was Bill Lassane, a gentleman that Jeff was calling Will. Will Lassane a lot throughout the interview, but that's Tupac's cousin, and he's a good dude. I mean, so all I can say, y'all don't see him on Art's channel, and and he's just a good dude. So I'm glad he came on and jumped on and set it straight. I hope he don't think we were verifying or saying that it did happen, because I know Jeff adamantly said it didn't happen, and that's what I was saying as well. So I hope he just didn't catch pieces of it. But if not, he would have said something to us if he really felt that way. So shout out. Can we take a couple of more questions? Because I know I don't want to take up too much Jeff time, but I know he'll be glad once he look at the scoreboard. He'll be glad that I did take him away from this game, because I'm about as sick as he is right now. And no god doggone Canadians, Toronto done jumped on us today, but it's all good. On the Dodgers. Ralph said, Vlad said people close to Tupac told him that there were a lot of shootings Pac was involved in, where he could have lost his life. Did you write about these other shootings in the book?
Wait, can you hear me okay? Because I feel like I'm on delay now.
Did you hear that question I just wrote? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's saying, wait,
okay.
I misunderstood the question. No, he's saying
Vlad had reported. I'll just make it simple. Vlad had reported that on one of his shows that there was a lot of shootings that Tupac was involved in, and they just want to know if you know about any shootings that where Tupac should have or could have lost his life. Do you know about any incidents other than the quad and unfortunately the Vegas one?
Nothing too major. I mean, I'm not saying there weren't, but there was I know in Baltimore, he was on the phone one time with his girlfriend calling from the payphone outside his house, and shooting started outside his house. And I know he rushed and was nervous about that. I don't think I don't write about any, like, I don't know what Vlad is referring to. I'm not sure. I'm not saying he's lying. What he's referring to.
Yeah. Okay, Joe Mule, John, if you can read that one for me, because that's long, and you know how my reading skills are. I went to Compton Unified School District.
He said, going back to what we were originally talking about earlier about the Angie Martinez interview, that Tupac apparently went deep into exposing Puffy and Bad Boy really badly, and talks about how him and Suge were going to take over the East Coast scene from Bad Boy. I don't think there's a question there. I think it's more of a statement. But picking up where we left off, Jeff, did you ever hear or did you try to reach out to Angie Martinez to try to get this interview that she personally is hyped up as like this grand major thing that I don't know if it could live up to the hype now, but did you ever try to look into that?
Of course. And she wasn't going to give it to me. Like, she's kind of sitting on a gold mine, which I don't resent her at all for that. Like, she's sitting on a gold mine. She certainly wasn't going to give it to the guy writing a book about Tupac.
Yeah.
I tried talking to Angie. She was someone I didn't get. So I didn't get Angie. I mean, the main people I didn't get, I would say, honestly, obviously. So I will tell you one thing. The estate, I know how you feel about the estate, Reggie. I will say the estate wasn't terrible with me, but I wanted to interview someone from the estate, particularly Tom or Molly.
Yeah. They like to be in control.
Molly told me the only way someone would talk to me is if I gave them a list of everyone I
did. Yeah, they go that control. They love that control.
Like, journalistically, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just not doing that. It's not something you do. So I do it. So I didn't get her. I didn't get Jada, even though I flew to Miami just to go to Jada's book event, and I couldn't get her to talk. Now, this was after the whole slap incident with her husband. So it just didn't happen. I understand. I didn't get Snoop. Snoop didn't talk, but man, I combed it hard.
Does she still have that? Does she still have that podcast, Red Table or whatever? Jada?
I don't know if she still does. She did when I was working on the book with her mom.
She
still does. Yeah,
Jada was not kind of sickly though. Yeah, I think she's kind of sick. Well, I'm about to say, because I hear you a little bit away from maybe getting on the New York bestseller, and if you get on there, she gonna want you. She gonna definitely want you.
Who? Jada?
Yeah,
I know.
Everybody.
Jada, you know what's funny? I interviewed a ton of classmates from Baltimore where they went together.
Okay.
Tupac was beloved across the board. You could not find someone who did not like Tupac at Baltimore School for the Arts. Jada, not beloved.
Okay.
Not like it. Just kind of thought of as standoffish and kind of snooty. And Tupac, Tupac in Baltimore School for the Arts, he's walking around the hallways. he loves like the weirdest music. He loves like Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush and Indigo Girls, as well as like LL Cool J and Run DMC. His nails are painted. He has
Oh, really?
he has a peroxide strip going down his fade. He's spray painting. He only owns a very limited number of.
Well, he's been an artist. Let's just leave it at he's been an artist. Let's just leave it at he's been an artist.
He was just an artistic kid, though. He was a
Yeah,
very
this artist.
artistic kid.
Yeah,
He was.
correct.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all.
How about Mopreme? Did you get a chance to interview Mopreme?
So Mopreme, you have to go through his wife. I'll leave it at that. You have to go through his wife. It is very, very, very hard to get through his wife. So, and that's a response I say to people. I have no beef with her personally, but I tell people to go through Mopreme, you have to go to the wife, and you'll hear, yeah.
Is she a black lady or a white lady?
I think she's a white lady. I've seen her.
For some reason, I want to make her out to be a white lady.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We missed a super chat down, a $5 super chat. If you can read that one.
Yeah, let me go.
Okay.
$5.
We get them all.
Mano, the rapper from New York City, was also locked up at the same time Tupac was, and he even stated that he never heard Tupac getting assaulted in prison. Yeah.
We live in a time of internet where everything we think we hear about. Y'all got to remember back in the 90s, though, and I'm not up here trying to justify it again. Y'all just got to remember, we got articles from people like Jeff, the newspapers or magazines. We didn't have all of this social media like we have now, where we get this stuff instant.
Remember when people used to like actually read more than 3 paragraphs? They would actually pick up a thing and then they turn the page. You guys remember that? Those were nice days.
And save it.
That was a golden
part.
time.
Yeah.
That was a golden time, man. Yeah.
Yeah. But now we just in a different time.
I was a Sports Illustrated writer where it would come every week, and that's how you'd read about your favorite athletes and whatever every week.
Correct.
I miss that.
We was a different time.
Yeah.
Okay, Adrian, want to ask Jeff what he learned about Tupac after writing the book. Oh, okay. That's kind of vague, but
I'll say this. Like, I think I went into it obviously being a fan of Tupac's music.
Okay.
Admiring Tupac. And I think what I walked away from it is really understanding the pain and sort of the heartache and the trauma, as Yasmin Foolish said, the unique black trauma that impacted his life and impacted and informed who he was. And like everything you saw from Tupac, the base level of that, whether it was Brenda's Got a Baby, whether it was Shorty Want to Be a Thug, whether it was Thugs Match, whatever, what informed all that from the beginning was this raw base level pain of being fatherless, of being the son of an addict mother, of being poor and being kind of forgotten. That's where it all comes from, in my opinion.
All right. One of our members, T, wants to know, Jeff, what's your take on the Poetic Justice AIDS test story? The book quote that the producer was asking Pac to do it, whereas Sean Singleton on Drink Champs, etc., disputes, saying that it was just a joke.
Okay. I talked to the producers specifically and talked to different people on Poetic Justice. Interviewed Joe Torre, interviewed a bunch of producers, interviewed a bunch of the other actors. So Tupac early on was Janet Jackson made, how much did she make? $2 million for that movie. And Tupac made, I think it was like 200,000. Like it was a huge disparity. And Tupac was pissed off about that. I interviewed the guy who played Uncle Earl. I don't know if you guys remember Uncle Earl on Poetic Justice. And he was like, he sounded the same as he did in the movie. He goes, I know Tupac was pissed. He goes, I knew who Janet Jackson was. I never heard of Tupac. So I don't know what he was mad about, And so I interviewed, but this is early in his career. And this guy, Uncle Earl, wasn't a hip hop fan. It was early. It was Juice was his only movie so far.
Okay.
Tupacalypse Now was the Tupac everyone knew, except for Same Song. All right. So I interviewed the producer, interviewed different people. Janet Jackson is very adamant. They have a scene coming up, a kissing kind of love scene coming up. Her fiance is with her every day on set. She was engaged.
Correct. Yeah.
She's adamant she will not do this without Tupac getting an AIDS test, which, not totally unreasonable considering the time period and how people perceived AIDS and what we were going through. And the
during that time period. Yeah.
Right. So
Easy, Magic Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. I mean, this was a couple years after, but not that far after.
Yeah.
So Janet Jackson goes to the producer, Steve, and says, I need to talk to you. You need to tell Tupac I'm not going to do the scene until he gets an AIDS test. And he says to her, well, why didn't you tell John? And she goes, I did tell John. He didn't really listen to me. So I'm telling you. Steve goes into Tupac's trailer. He's like, he told me he's like really uptight about this. And he goes, Tupac, I got to talk to you about something. He's like, Janet really wants you to get an AIDS test. And Tupac goes, fuck her, fuck that bitch. I'm not doing that shit. That's bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And then he starts laughing. And Steve, the producer, doesn't really know Tupac well. He thinks the laughing is like, I will. And he goes, so you'll do it? And he goes, fuck no, I ain't doing that. And he walks out. Janet Jackson wound up doing the scene anyhow. So I don't know if it was as big a demand as it was portrayed, but she certainly asked the producer to tell Tupac to get an AIDS test. And Tupac 100% said, I'm not getting an AIDS test. So he never got the AIDS test.
Yeah. Hey, I want to ask this while we talk about the Jacksons. There's a clown out there that's saying Michael Jackson beat up Tupac.
Not true. Total myth. Not even
Right.
close. Stupid.
Okay.
Stupid. And also, Tupac is not hanging around with Mr. Rogers or Stephen Hawking, if you believe the AI videos. Those are not real. Sean, I've been trying to make you laugh for 2 hours. I'm glad I got that one. Nice.
No, yeah. Let's see.
J. Edwards said Jeff Pearlman mentioned in the book that Tupac kissed a boy in a game of truth or dare.
Correct. Seth Bloom, Baltimore.
So where did you get that from? Who's your source on that?
Seth Bloom, student at Baltimore School for the Arts.
Also, it was when they were in high school.
It was when they were in high school, and there was like this theatrical, flamboyantly theatrical high school. And wait, to me, who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Why is that even to me? It's like the least interesting thing in the book. I know people have this thing about it, and obviously it was Tupac gay, blah 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 blah. In a true game of truth or dare in high school, he kissed his gay friend on the lips. That's it. Who cares? I'm being sincere. Who cares?
Yeah. But do you understand why? And I guess when you document and being a writer, but do you understand why people don't really want to hear those, saying, well, why we got to hear that? Why we got to know that?
I'll ask you a question, being sincere.
Okay.
I could write that Tupac had sex with 753 different women, right?
Correct. Yeah.
I could write about while he was married to his wife, he was bringing people up to prison to fool around with.
Correct.
I could tell you a million different things, right? Heaven forbid you even suggest that he kissed a boy in high school when he was 16 years old. I get it. I get it, but I don't think it's cool.
And that's what you need to harp on, and that's what I wanted to harp on, and that's what I'm trying to harp on. He's telling the good and the bad. He's telling the story.
That's bad though, Reggie. I think he was a 16-year-old kid who was a friend in high school. I don't understand why that's bad.
If I found out my son, 16, 17-year-old, kissed a boy in high school, I would slap him upside his head. But that's how. I don't know if it's a black male thing. I don't know if it's because I'm homophobic and you're not. I don't know, but I will have a problem with it.
If I found out my son was gay, I would embrace him, and I'm not judging you.
If that's what
I would embrace my kid,
and I will have to learn to love it. Yep. But I will have to learn to love it, but I would want to slap him too. But I'm homophobic, and I admit it. And I'm not, and it's not something I'm proud of.
Right.
But yeah. But we'll move on. We'll get away from that. Okay.
Yeah. Do you feel, Jeff, like doing these interviews like tonight, and then I know you did Edie, I think last night, and kind of doing some of these platforms? Are you? Do you feel like you have a different perspective of what the people that are really into Tupac feel, to where would it have altered in any way what you put in the book had you known what you know today versus when you were putting the book together? Okay.
No, and I only say that because I just honestly feel like your job as a biographer, and I understand there are people who don't appreciate it, and maybe people who don't understand it. Your job as a biographer is to write a full-throated, full-picture saga of a person's life. That is it. And just because, Steve 27-3 on Twitter thinks it's bullshit, or how could you write that, or you don't know Tupac, or blah, blah. At the end of the day, I'm a journalist. I'm not writing for Steve 23-7 on Twitter. I'm trying to write a historical book about
Correct.
an all-time legendary artist who is important to a lot of people. And I just want to say one more thing about this. I wrote Walter Payton's biography, just an example, the great Chicago Bear running back. Walter Payton, at the end of his life, was suicidal, was calling friends with a gun to his head, saying, "You're not going to see me in the morning." His Hall of Fame induction ceremony, he had his wife in row 1, his girlfriend in row 3. He had a lot of struggles at the end of his life, right? That does not take away
What was his nickname?
sweetness, man. Come on. You're not going to get me on Walter Payton trivia, I assure you that.
Yeah, I was being funny. Yeah.
Walter Payton was a human being, right? Bad news. At
Correct.
the end of the day, if you're the biggest Walter Payton fan, he used to go to the bathroom. And I have bad
Yeah.
news for you. Tupac went to the fucking bathroom too. And Tupac made mistakes. And Tupac peed on the floor. And Tupac
Correct.
left a mess. These are human beings. And if we just treat them as gods and we don't look at them as historic figures, which they are, from MLK, JFK, Marilyn Monroe, James Dean, Kurt Cobain, Tupac, we're bullshitting history. And I'm just not a fan of that. I'm just not.
A guy that's always hard on me named D. He said he must admit the book is better than the documentary. So I guess we give you props.
Thank you, D. I appreciate that.
Jeff, did you cover the incident that landed Tupac in prison in '93, the assault or whatever?
Sure.
Did you try to reach out to that girl who? Because I know Vlad did an interview with her or whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody really.
Now
cared.
I'm assuming, and I don't want to. If I'm wrong and Vlad watches this, I'm assuming Vlad paid her to do that.
Probably, yeah.
Probably. I know he is. I'm not even criticizing him. It's what he does.
Of course, no.
His business. He's made a lot of money. It's good for him. I'm not criticizing him at all. I swear. I reached out to her. I did try to get her. I was unable to get her to talk. I feel like with whether you want to say alleged or rape victim, but someone who has been involved in a sexual assault case, you only push so hard. You reach out twice. If the person doesn't want to talk to you, you just kind of accept that. And
Gotcha.
Yeah. I tried also getting, obviously, Haitian Jack and etc. But no luck in that. I did get one. Can I tell you one thing that was kind of
no, go ahead.
Do you guys know Easy Mo B?
Mm-hmm.
Easy Mo B. We know Easy Mo B.
Is that bad?
No.
All right. Weirdly, this is the weirdest thing ever. First of all, Easy Mo B lived in my hometown of Mahopac, New York, which would make him one of about 100 black men to ever live in the town of Mahopac. It is way in the middle of nowhere, rural sticks, right? And I just thought that was a crazy coincidence that when I called Easy Mo B, he actually lived in Mahopac, New York. But he had an amazing story about the night, the Ayanna Jackson night. Tupac was supposed to go to a club that night in New Jersey and perform, but this all happened and he didn't go. Easy Mo B and his 2 guys were going to meet up with Tupac and also go with him to the club in New Jersey. He told me the story. It's straight from Easy Mo B, who has a good reputation. He's not an exaggerator.
Yeah.
He told me that night they were with Tupac earlier in the day. That night they drive to the Parker Meridian to meet Tupac. The plan is to go up to the room. Now all this is going on in the room, right? Their plan is to go up to the room. Valet parking, he recalled, at the Parker Meridian was about $50, which New York City, if you've been in New York City, valet parking is ridiculous. And there were no spots on the street. And they literally had this debate sitting outside the Parker Meridian. Should we go up? Should we not go up? Should we go pay the fucking $50? No, I'm not paying the $50. They decide not to pay the $50. They're literally just set the car across the street, standing outside the car, which you can do in New York City. If a cop comes, you just move the car. They're standing outside. They see Ayanna Jackson. I think this was the order. It's in the book. Come down with cops. Because after she left the room, went to security at the hotel, I believe, called police. Police came to the Parker Meridian. She comes down with police. A cop came up to those guys, I think before she came down, and said, "What are you guys doing?" And they said, "We're waiting for our friend Tupac Shakur in the hotel." Okay. Cop comes down with her, points at the window at the men, Easy Mo B and his 2 friends, and basically is saying, like, pointing in a way like, "Do you recognize them?" Right? And Easy Mo B said he could see her go like, "No," or whatever. No. And Easy Mo B has always said one of the best decisions he ever made in his life was not paying the $50 to valet park his car and be up there at the park in the room of the Parker Meridian where all that happened. I thought that was an interesting story I'd never heard before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, Jersey Rick, just FYI, if you saying the chain he had on said Euthanasia Records. That's incorrect. It said Machiavelli Records. I'm not knowing if that's what you're trying to say, but just FYI.
You don't fuck with Reggie.
Okay, here's one that we keep getting. It's a little off topic, but can you ask Jeff if there's any chance the Winning Time can be revived on a different media platform, or does HBO?
He would love for that.
I've been waiting for a softball question all night. I finally got one. Man, that's first of all, that show getting canceled broke my heart. And that show, I mean, it was a great run. Obviously, it was cool, and it's a dream.
Yeah.
Right? And the show getting canceled with the Boston Celtics winning was like a dagger to my head. You know.
Ooh, yeah.
HBO owns the rights. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. There has been some interest. I wrote another book called Three Ring Circus about the Shaq Kobe Lakers. There has been some interest on kind of reviving Winning Time, but with the Shaq Kobe era instead. I'd be cool with that. So,
was Jenny Buss a supporter of Winning Time, or is that the one she wasn't? I know one she supported. Okay.
She wasn't.
Jerry West that was mad at you.
No, Jerry West was mad. Jeannie Buss wasn't.
Jerry West.
Jeannie Buss ended up loving it, actually. She came around. Jerry West did not love his depiction of Jerry West. Yeah. What can you do? You try.
I loved it. I mean, I loved it. Yeah.
I got a cameo. I played a reporter in episode 5, season 2. It's cool.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that. Yeah. I might go back and rewatch that.
Yeah.
Still watching since my Love Islands are off. Yeah, I wouldn't believe I'll be watching
Love is Blind.
Love Island.
That's over. Yeah, Love is Blind is over.
Yeah.
Go ahead, John. I know you.
Okay, here's one that's interesting that I guess I don't know if anybody talked to you about. I heard the reason Tupac shaved his head bald was because he was going bald, but when he was in prison, he had a full head of hair. So is the rumors about him shaving his head bald because he was going bald obviously not true?
Okay.
All right. Didn't he have patches? Didn't he have patches?
He did have patches. All right. This is
he
really
had patches.
So Layla told me that he had alopecia at one point. Alopecia is
correct.
Joe Torre said, okay, so I don't know if you remember this or you guys know about this. While he's filming Poetic Justice, I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a police officer who was killed in Texas, Davidson. He was shot in the neck by a guy named Ronald Ray Howard, who was listening to Tupac on a cassette.
And they sued. Yes. Okay.
Tupac was being sued.
Yeah.
At the same time, he was filming Poetic Justice. He was also facing another situation. It might have been the limo driver lawsuit. They beat up the limo driver going to Inland Color. I think those were the two. I could be wrong in the second one. And Joe Torre said what he remembered. One of the things he remembered about Joe Torre was his co-star in Poetic Justice. Was how insanely stressed he was. And he was always kind of, I mean, I know he was a chronic cigarette smoker.
Other the lawsuits, yes.
Newport after Newport after Newport. And that he noticed him kind of losing hair. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if it was alopecia or stress, but he definitely was losing his hair. And you are right. The prison shot I run in the book. In fact, I interviewed a woman named Angela Artis who visited Tupac in prison because she was writing letters to him. And she was actually a little physically disappointed by Tupac. And she was like, he was kind of shorter than I thought. You know, he wasn't a big guy, Reggie. Like he wasn't.
Yeah.
She's like, he was kind of short. He was kind of scrawny. His hair was grown in. She was like, he was nice and he had sparkling eyes, but she kind of wanted him to be what he was.
Well, you know, guys in jail don't
of course
don't have the look that they look when they're on the streets. That's all.
It was a ridiculous expectation. I'm just saying.
Correct.
She talked about his hair being grown in. That's all I mean.
Yeah. I want to know the cops. Did you try to reach out to the cops that turned out to be cops that he shot? Did you try to reach out to them? Okay.
One of them is deceased.
Okay.
The other didn't return my calls. Now, the one who is deceased.
Oh, we lose him.
He didn't like you talking about him being dead, Joe. He cut you off. He didn't like that.
No, we'll give it a couple.
Yeah, he'll come back. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. What a weird time to cut off. Yeah. I love how we talk about this and people just debate whether he's going to leave death row in the comments the whole time, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see. Should I boot him out in hopes that, okay, here he comes back.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Move this one.
Hear me all right?
Yeah, we can now.
Yeah, that was my computer just died. I'm sorry. I'm on my cell phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was Trump
so
is
we kind of
watching.
lost you in the beginning of what you were saying, how you reached out to
the cops.
To the cops,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, one of the cops, they were the Whitewall brothers. They were brothers or Whitwall brothers.
Oh,
One of them
okay.
is one of them is dead. They were brothers. They were off-duty police officers beating up a guy, a young black man outside of his hotel.
Correct.
One of them is dead. The other one wouldn't talk to me. And I tried. And I went to the house. I was in Georgia. In fact, I was in Georgia interviewing Billy Lassane, who
Okay.
we just were with, and I figured I was there, so I tried to multitask. I went to the house where the widow lived of the cop, and I knocked on the door. They lived in like a mobile home unit in rural Georgia. Knocked on the
Oh,
door.
some real
She,
white trash, huh?
you're saying that, not me. I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
She was remarried. The husband answered. She wasn't home, or he said she wasn't home. I explained what I was doing. He was very polite. I said, "Is it okay if I leave a note? I would love to talk to her about what she remembers about her husband in the aftermath," because she was
Okay.
mentioned in newspaper articles. And he said, "Sure," and I left a note, and I never heard back. So I went to the house. I just didn't get anything. I tried though. I did try.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Somebody just said he just bought the book off of Amazon. I went on Amazon to try to buy it, and they told me it was sold out. Is it
I
back
hope
up?
they restocked it. I hope they restocked it
Yeah,
because it's
I see it on there available now. Yeah.
Okay,
oh,
so it's
no,
back
you're right,
up.
Reggie. The hardcover is temporarily out of stock. You're right.
Oh, so what? Oh, so okay.
you can go
What part is this?
barnesandnoble.com, Barnes and Noble, any local bookstore, it's available. That's a killer for an author because everyone buys their books on Amazon. But there are a lot of million. Also, if you get it, I'm not trying to be a salesman here. There's a bookstore in LA called Chevalier's Books, and they take orders for it. Anyway, there's just a good
They said
independent
Target as well. Ryan
Yeah.
said Target has it. Yeah.
store. Oh, that sucks. Fucking Amazon. Jeff Bezos, man.
That just show you selling out.
Yeah.
People want stuff they can't buy, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have something about that. People will love what they can't get. It's hard to
They
get.
covet what they cannot have. It's biblical. Yeah.
Doing these
Okay.
interviews, Jeff, with people, real quick, Richard, just real quick. Doing these interviews with people and hearing stories from like Edie and stuff, is there anything that you've heard that you were like, I wish I knew about that so I could have researched it to put in the book? Or do you feel like you covered the vast majority?
No, 100%. All right. Edie was great. So I just want to say I have literally zero beef. In fact, we're going for Jewish Deli in a few weeks. Like he was a good guy. I went on a show. He asked the right questions, meaning he was tough but fair.
Yeah.
But he turned down my interview request for the book. And I was like, he said a few things where he would be like, why didn't you blank? Right? In that tone, like, why didn't you blank? And I'm like, I literally called you for an interview and you turned me down. So I'm just saying, if someone asked to interview you, you're allowed to criticize me for whatever you want. But I don't know if you can say, how couldn't you know that when you didn't talk to me? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're like, if I don't know Reggie's favorite color, but Reggie didn't tell me his favorite color, how can I possibly know his favorite color? So I'm just saying, obviously, there's always more stuff you want to know. Factually, there's always more stuff you want to know. Yeah.
Gotcha. Right quick, and I don't remember us talking about it or not. Did we talk about how you found the guy for Brenda Got a Baby? I know
don't
that's
think
how
we
we
did.
led off to it. I think we went away from it.
I don't think we talked about it. Oh, did we talk about it in the show? No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's go through that. That was the main question that I wanted to go through. We talked about it, led into it, and then we start. You know me. I probably interrupt you on something. We went away from it.
Wait, I didn't talk about that. Did we talk about that? I don't think so.
No, we did. We talked about it at the beginning, but we didn't talk about it. You know.
Right. All right. So, everyone knows Brenda's got a baby. I assume if you're watching this cast, you obviously know Brenda's got a baby. And, after Same Song, his verse on Same Song, it was his real first introduction to the hip hop universe, I would say. Tupac is filming Juice. It's 1991. He has a trailer on the set. It's in Harlem. And he gets, he was brought up reading the newspaper religiously. His mom would quiz him on newspapers and have him read the newspaper. He would read cover to cover newspapers. And he gets the New York Daily News delivered to him.
Okay.
And there's an article in the Daily News by a writer named Linda Iglesias, and it's called Cries in the Night. And it is about a 12-year-old girl in the Noble Drew Ali public housing unit in Brooklyn who was raped by a cousin, gave birth to the baby without anyone knowing she had been pregnant on her own bathroom floor, wraps the baby in a plastic bag, throws the baby down a trash heap. Okay. And it's the day the trash heap is actually supposed to go. And the guy who works in the building is down there and he hears a baby crying. He thinks it's either a baby or a cat. And he goes, and it's a little baby. And this article Tupac reads is about this. And he goes into his trailer and he takes half hour and he writes, Brenda's got a baby. Brenda's got a baby. Brenda's barely got a brain. Damn shame the girl can hardly spell his name. He writes his song quick. And I'm fascinated by this song, right? And I will say, I know you don't like her, I guess. I talked to Layla and she's like, I've always wondered if that was a real baby or not. Like early on, she's like, and I'm like, I know we can find that out. I know we can find that out. So I went to high school with a genealogist who's amazing at finding people, the best I've ever worked with. Her name is Michelle Sully. She's insanely good. And I said to her, it would be amazing if we could find the baby from Brenda's Got a Baby. And I sent her the article. And she's like, I don't know, that's tough, but give me a couple of days. And one day she's like, I think I found him. And I'm like, come on. She's like, I think I found him. And she sends me a phone number. And I text this guy because you can't cold call people anymore because no one answers their numbers if they don't recognize it. You know? You just don't.
Yeah.
So I sent him like the crudest text ever, which is basically like, hey, my name is Jeff Pearlman. I'm writing a Tupac book. This is kind of random, but is this article, do you have any idea if this article is about you? And I sent him Cries in the Night. I sent him the article. And he basically wrote back something like, holy crap, man, give me a call tomorrow. And it turns out he lived in Las Vegas. So I drove to Las Vegas maybe 4 days later, 3 days later. And his name is Davon Hodge.
Okay.
And he's a kid. He was a baby who was thrown down the trash heap. And he was adopted by parents. They moved to Las Vegas. He's living his life in Las Vegas. His parents died somewhat recently from when I reached out to him. This is just last year, 2 years ago now. His parents had died. And when they died, he did an Ancestry.com search. And he looked. And all these tentacles come back. All these phone numbers come back to the Noble Draw Lee Public Housing, Brooklyn, New York. He reaches out to a bunch of them. Holy shit. We've been looking for you. We've wondered what happened to you. Where have you been? Where have you been? He flies to New York, meets with all the relatives. It's like that scene out of Antoine Fisher where they're hugging and the meals and the grandma's there and the uncles are there and the cousins are there. It's this beautiful moment for him. Reunited with the family he never knew. He literally showed me a picture of him next to the trash heap because there was like a chute that his mom threw him down. Like there's a picture of him. Hey, this is me. Actually, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So he's telling me this story, but he hasn't seen his mom. Okay. His mom vanished. She was 12 years old and she went away and he didn't know what happened to her. So I said to my genealogist, Michelle Sully, it'd be amazing if we could find the mom. No way she's going to be able to do this. One day she gets a number. She texts this woman and she's like, by any chance, is this whatever, Jeanette? And she's like, who's this? It's Michelle. Like she kind of does that thing where you're like, it's Michelle, like pretending a little bit like, just so she'll write back. She's like, I don't know who this is. No, well, it's Michelle and I'm a genius. She ends up calling her. She's like, my name's Michelle Sully. I'm working on a book with the writer, Jeff Pearlman. We're doing a book about Tupac Shakur. By any chance, did you have a baby when you were 12 years old? And she goes, do you know where my baby is? And Michelle's like, yeah. And she starts screaming and crying. Oh my God. I've been looking for my baby for decades. Oh my God. Do you know where my baby is? Do you know where my baby is? Michelle's like, I do. And she goes, oh my God, I need to get home. I live in Newark, New Jersey, but I'm away for a concert. Well, what concert are you seeing? The Red Hot Chili Peppers. Where are they playing? In Las Vegas. That night, she and her son
in Vegas.
She and her son reunited in Las Vegas. So you can make fun of this writer and say he's crap, and you can say the book sucks, and you can say
I tell you, that alone right there, that research alone. Plus, it makes this bald head Uncle Fester man that been putting out stuff talking about Little Half Dead is the reason why he killed Tupac was because they stole this song. It just makes him. Hopefully, he vanished off the internet after hearing this part because they pushed that theory so long about Little Half Dead. He and the album covers and all of this. Man, I just don't understand why people keep listening to people like that. But he'll do a documentary because he's working on this one for Keepy D and them now, and people will go and support it just because. But anyway, my girl Sunshine, you don't want somebody over. At the beginning of this interview, she was like, "This guy's lying. He's making up stuff and all this." Well, she just put in the chat, "I was able to pre-order the hard copy on Amazon." And so you don't want, if you didn't win one person,
wait,
well,
Reggie,
we know you won one person over.
I just want to say, and I'm being sincere about this, like, if you read I don't care if you read it in the library, I've said this before, read the book. If you think it's unfair, tell me why you think it's unfair.
And that's why we're here. That's why everybody that's been asking me, why are you doing this interview, Reggie? I said, Because why can't y'all hear a person out? Call him, ask him, where's the lie? Let the man explain himself. Y'all go and laugh. They gave hundreds of thousands of views laughing with Keefy D, the guy that admits to handing the gun to whoever in the back seat. And y'all go and give them interviews, but y'all don't want to give this man a chance. It's crazy to me.
Reggie, I'm hearing that you're paying me $100,000. Is that true? Am I getting
Yeah.
$100,000? $10,000?
Everybody on here know I don't got $100,000.
Free hat? Maybe
Well,
a free
that's a
hat.
lie. I got that right now, but
Can I get a keychain and maybe a mug, or something?
something like that. We can give you a T-shirt. We got a whole bunch of T-shirts.
I'm in. I'll take it.
You told me 2 weeks ago that your PR person was sending me an autographed book, and I haven't got a check.
Wait, you haven't?
No.
I sent it to you, Reggie. I sent it personally.
You know what? Let me shut up, because I ain't been in my PO box in about a week, so it's probably in my PO box.
You're not. Man,
But
I look bad enough not having sent Billy one. I actually feel bad about that. I just,
Bill's a good dude. He's really
I was sending one tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've been all just about that. We're gonna try to do 5 more minutes. So if any of y'all got any questions y'all want to get off, because we right at 2 hours of Jeff time, he can go and hear Dodgers talk and hear how they talk bad about my Dodgers, but there's only one game that'll just make sure we got 6 games now.
Reggie, I just want to say, if you're feeling bad, my number one team I care about by far are the New York Jets. And
oh my God. Well, hopefully I'll get a number 1 draft pick. Yeah.
That won't even matter.
Go watch college football and find somebody for your people to draft.
Wait, it doesn't matter. You know what? They're the Jets. They'll draft a kicker out of Delaware State. It won't matter.
I see people wearing bags now talking about would he need to sell the team now.
Please sell the team.
Yeah. Okay. John, find a good question from one of our good supporters. Almighty Trey, you got something? My boy Cornell, okay. He's a big supporter of our my question got skipped. Well, he wanted to tell you congratulations, Jeff.
And I did see the question that we skipped, that we missed or whatever. So I'll ask it. He said, during the time during research and finding some of these controversial topics, did you lose any love for him as an artist or human being?
Oh, great question.
Zero. Great question. The opposite. I'm telling you, I'm being serious about this. I think it's like I always loved a lot of Tupac's music, but I feel like I didn't fully understand where it came from. Like I really mean that. I feel like I didn't know where it came from, and I think like I'll be totally honest in a weird way. I think there are a lot of white hip hop fans who like hip hop because like it's upbeat and the rhythm is good and it sounds cool, right? I do. I think like a lot of white people raised on hip hop, especially. I had this conversation with Chuck D. Like a lot of us white people learned about like civil rights era, fighting back, black empowerment, Black Panthers from listening to the lyrics of music like Poor Righteous Teachers, like Public Enemy, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when you dig into the music, and it's not just something you listen to on the radio or whatever on your iPhone or on your whatever, when you dig into the lyrics and you understand what he was talking about, like real, when you know that Brenda's Got a Baby wasn't just top of his head something, but there's actually pain writing about this 12-year-old and that he's feeling it. Or again, like Lola Tasha Shore's grown. Tell the lady in the liquor store she's forgiven. So come home.
Yeah.
I'd heard that a million times over the years.
Yeah.
Did I think about it? Or, oh, you a Muslim now, no more dope games. I didn't know that was Kenny Lassane. Like, I didn't know who that was. I didn't know half those people were. So when you actually put the story to the music, you're like, man, this guy was just
so deep. Yeah.
It just was. And before I was like, oh, Tupac, it's great. The music is great. I love it. Black Panthers, he's tough. It's awesome. And now you're like, holy shit, man. You can listen to, I'm not kidding. People get tired of hearing I Am Mad at You, and I understand it because it's been played a lot. You can go line by line through that song and hear different people shout it out along the way. Or To Live and Die in LA. I was with Glasses Malone, and he was breaking down that song to me and breaking out the different gang shout outs and different affiliations. Like, I didn't know that shit. Like, how would I know that? So for me, it was like getting a PhD in Tupac, and it makes me appreciate him a million times more. It's truly a million times more.
Shout out Glasses Malone, good dude.
Oh, the best. The
Yeah,
best.
good deal. Man, I had a great question for you. I don't forgot it.
Better be
um,
great. Never build up your own question is great. It's better be
I
great.
know, no, it was actually somebody that wrote it though. But
Oh.
yeah. Oh, there it is, my boy DJ Gary. He said, "Did you try to reach out to Johnny J. White?" And then my follow-up question to that, if you did or you investigated that, if you could talk about
I know.
the incident at the county jail, do you believe that, or do you find anything strange about that?
I did I was able to get a writer named Jake Brown, who's written a lot about hip hop, was really generous with his notes because he'd written a lot about Johnny J, and he had transcripts of old interviews with him. So I
Okay.
felt like I really had a good handle, just a good education on Johnny J. I believe I tried reaching out to the wife early on in the research, didn't have
Yeah,
any luck. And I don't want to be your typical internet guy who comes up with some conspiracy theory when I just don't know enough.
yeah,
So I'm going to
gotcha,
pass because I just don't know.
gotcha. Okay, you have to go to church to find her.
That's your quote, not me. I didn't say that.
I always got to throw my jabs. Go ahead, John. I want to let John finish it up. Did any of the guys from the mob or the mob or any of the guys that was naming Live and Die in LA, did you get a chance to interview in there now?
I talked to Mob James. Does that count?
No, he wasn't in it.
No, I'm just saying, does that count? I don't know if that
Yeah,
counts.
that's my boy. You know, I love
Yeah.
Jay like a brother, so you
Yeah.
can tell us any stories you got from him.
Well, I mean, I know people, like a lot of people have said to me, oh, that guy, that guy.
Yeah.
Like I get a lot of like that guy. The thing he said, and I don't know if you agree or disagree. Actually, I'm going to phrase this as something he said to me and ask it to you as a question. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Which I think will save me a little. So that's part of why I'm doing it.
Okay.
He said to me, like he had this quote in a book that I really felt, and you may think like, well, he doesn't know. He felt like one of Tupac's thing. He felt in a way that Suge really sold Tupac on the death row kind of idea, right? And like, I
Okay.
bailed you out. Here you are. I got you this car. I got you this car. Look how I'm treating you. Here's a closet full of this, and you're getting all this. And he felt that Tupac really bought in, right? And really bought into this sort of death row idea.
But
And
that's
that
Tupac. He's
What?
loyal to whoever he's around.
Wait, whoa. I'm not
Okay.
saying it's not Tupac. I'm just saying, and his basic kind of idea was, or theory was, when Tupac goes across and punches Orlando Anderson and gets involved in that, like it was him. Like he was basically like, why the fuck is Tupac doing that? I understand it's Tupac, right? But why? And don't take any, like, I'm not saying if it's not, I'm not indicting you or anyone.
No,
Death row.
yeah.
Like Bruce Springsteen isn't running across to beat someone up. Lionel Richie isn't running across. Nas probably isn't running to beat someone up. Why is someone not saying, what the fuck are you doing? If nothing else, you're our meal ticket. Why are you, Tupac, 5'8" hip hop artist? I know he was impulsive and I know he was a warrior and I know he didn't take any shit. But like, why didn't anyone hold him back from doing that?
Wasn't he the same guy that jumped out of the limo?
Sure.
That's just him. Some guys just built differently.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I'm not accusing Reggie. I'm not accusing you of anything, to be clear. That is not.
Oh
that
no, I
came
wasn't
up
there,
earlier.
so
No.
I couldn't stop him. If I was there, those niggas would have saw me. They wouldn't have did what they did. If you want to keep it real.
Yeah.
Hey, I heard you. I heard you interviewed a crackpot from Compton. How'd that interview go?
Wait, who'd I interview?
The crooked mayor from Compton.
Oh my God. Wait, how'd you hear about that? How'd you hear about that?
Because you left me to go to him. You didn't think I knew who you was going to see when you told me, "Oh, I got to go to Compton." I said, "Oh,
Well, I wasn't lying. Wait, I didn't mislead you or anything. Like I wasn't lying.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't ask. We didn't go into it. You know,
Oh,
you've been a
wait.
journalist.
It's so funny you bring that up. That was weird. Like that was a weird.
He's a weirdo, but go ahead.
I don't even know. I came home and I go to my wife. I'm like, I was just hanging out with the mayor of Compton,
The
former
ex-mayor.
ex-mayor of
Yeah.
Compton, and I don't even know what really happened. Like he wanted me to write his book at one point, and he was like
Okay.
kind of all over the map and Suge this and Suge that, and I know the real Suge, but he was kind of just like
He's just
in this
mad. He's
mo-
an angry black man. He's an
I don't
angry
even
black
know. Well, I was a confused white guy, and I was like, I think I'm going to go home now. And I just went home and didn't use any of it, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, John, one last question because I know my partner got a question that I always overstep him. So, John, you got one last thing you want to ask, Mr. Jeff?
Not off the top of my head, other than to the people that, I mean, yeah, you know what, you've already addressed that. I was just going to say to the people that at the beginning of the stream thought this guy's full of shit, he doesn't know what he's talking about. What would you say to them? But you kind of already said, just give the book a chance, even if you don't buy it, go to the library and read it. But is there anything in closing that you want to say to people that whether they, you know, are going to buy the book and read it, or people that are still iffy on whether they want to you know, check it out or not?
What I would say, and I just want to say, first of all, thank you for having me on. Like, I really appreciate
Thank you.
having this fun.
Appreciate you.
No, really, this is awesome, and I appreciate it. I feel like at the end of the day, for me, like the best understanding I had of Tupac is him in Marin City being kicked out of the house by his mom, who's addicted to crack, and him wandering around the courtyard with a plastic bag with all his shit in it, looking for somewhere to stay, not knowing his dad, new to the area, having no one to turn to, and somehow like finding his way. Like, that was kind of Tupac to me from my research. Like, whether he was a freshman at Dunbar, and he was at Dunbar High School freshman year, he didn't have any game. Like, girls looked at him and he had like gap teeth and he had bad clothing and he smelled that great. And he had a shitty haircut. Like, he was no catch. Woman after woman told me that. That's not me making this up. Like, girl after girl was like, Tupac. No, not at that point. He survived that. He gets to Baltimore School of the Arts. All of a sudden, he's surrounded by a lot of wealthy white kids he'd never been around in this artistic environment. He reveled in it, survived it. His heart is yanked out of his chest when his mom says, "We're moving to Marin City." He gets there. She's in crack. He survives it. He joins Digital Underground. He thrives. Like, the guy was just a fucking survivor.
Yeah.
Time after time after time. And no matter the audience he was with, he was able to adjust to the audience. The audience would adjust to him. And I just think, like, at the end of the day, to me, more than like Thug Life, more than Death Row, more than I Get Around, more than any of that, he's this freaking survivor who just found a way to always make good and bounce back, because the trauma that he went through in his life informed him on how to be resilient, much more resilient than I would have ever been. And I appreciate you guys having me on, honestly, and being able to talk about this.
Man, Jeff, it was an honor. You a legend. You have wrote books, and other than this, you touched another a topic, and I think you did a great job. I love the research that you did. I just hope people learn and understand that, hey, and being a reporter and not I hate the word fan. And y'all know if I say the word groupie, I'm being derogatory because I hate that word. But just being not a part of a cult or whatever, I don't know what to say. You just reported the good and the bad, and if they don't like that, then I'm the type that I don't need you. If you're just gonna be a cheerleader, and I just hope people give the book a chance, because the two things that I heard and saw were things that were out there that was crazy, and you brought evidence, and that's the finding the Bender got a baby, you know, the little half dead theory, the FBI taking a picture of Tupac, and you found that person that took the picture. Put his name out there again so people know who he is. I know
It was
you know
Leonard. I'm having a brain freeze. It was Leonard Williams. My computer broke down.
Is it
He came to
Wood?
my
Let's
What?
see.
Leonard. It's definitely Leonard.
Yeah.
I keep thinking Leonard Williams, who played for the Jets, but it's not Leonard Williams. Leonard. He literally took the last picture. Tupac is driving along the
Correct.
driving along the strip, and he says, "Hey, Tupac, can I take a picture of you?" He took it, and he came to my book signing 2 nights ago and gave me a gift, a picture with a certificate of authentication, and I
saw
literally
that.
brought it in to get framed today. I was so honored by that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it, John? What was it,
Jefferson.
Leonard? What? Leonard Jefferson.
Yeah.
Jefferson.
A beautiful, great guy, like a great guy. Leonard Jefferson. Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
The other question I want to ask you, John, what's a Tupac manager name? The one we like that always telling us
Oh,
a lot of
Atron.
stuff.
Atron.
Atron. Did you get a chance? Did you talk to Atron?
Of course. I love Atron. Digital Underground. Wait, can I tell you real quick one crazy
Bro,
story?
you go, man. You go.
Yeah.
I'm being respectful to you. You could go. We
Oh,
go as long as you want.
all right. I'll tell you two crazy stories before I go.
Okay,
Okay.
great.
This is one just like crazy, weird coincidence. I was in. Have you ever been? Either of you guys ever been to Idlewild, California?
Idlewild. I heard of Idlewild. I
It's
heard of
like a
Idlewild.
mountain town. It's a mountain town. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Is
like
it on the way
super.
to Vegas? Where is it? I know that
I
town.
don't. It's
But
only
anyway.
like it's only like an hour and a half from here. But like,
Okay.
it's like a quiet if you like camping or anything, whatever. It's that
Okay.
kind of town, right? I don't. I go to Idlewild and I'm there with my wife. It's a couple years ago. I think it was Labor Day weekend. And
Okay.
there's a guy on the side of the road in Idlewild, and he has his car. And on the side of his car, he's selling records on the side of the road. Okay. And my son is super into records. So I walk over and I'm looking through his records. He's like, "You looking for anything?" And I'm working on this book. So I kind of said as a joke, I'm like, "You got a Tupac?" He goes, "No, but I was in Digital Underground with Tupac." And it was this guy, Reggie Brooks. He was one of the original members of Digital Underground. And I just thought, what are the odds that in Idlewild, California, on the side of a road while working on a Tupac book, you
Yeah.
interview one of the original members of Digital Underground? And I sat down and interviewed him there. The other really good one I had, I had a bunch of interviews I really liked. All right. Do you guys know who Ron Hightower? I might have had the name. Do you know who Ron Hightower is? No.
Isn't he an actor? The actor?
I mean, he was a pornographic film actor director.
Yeah.
Okay.
The big guy.
Yeah, big in multiple ways. Ron
Yeah,
Hightower.
yeah.
All right. So Ron Hightower, when Tupac was at Clinton, the inmates watched a lot of Ron Hightower movies. He was the first. He was basically Ron Jeremy is like the big white porn star back in the day.
Correct.
Ron Hightower became the first black porn star to appear on the cover of like the discs and the VHSs and all that stuff, right back in the day. Okay. Tupac loved Ron Hightower. When you were at Death Row, they threw a party for Tupac.
Didn't Ron direct? Didn't he direct the How Do You Want It? Yeah,
Okay.
he did something. He was on the set of How Do You Want It? Yeah.
Wait, this is an amazing story.
Okay.
Ron Hightower directed that video.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay. Tupac loved Ron Hightower, and he happened to meet him at a Death Row party. Ron Hightower's at this party. Tupac sees him. He's literally been watching, bless you, he's been watching Ron Hightower movies in prison.
Okay.
He goes, Ron, you need to direct my video. You need to direct this video. I'm begging you, please direct this video. Hightower's like, you just want to sleep with he goes, you just want to sleep with the bitches. They'll sleep with you anyway. He's like, no, I'm telling you, man, in prison, you kept us all like blah, blah. Hightower's like, why don't you? And they were at this party and Hightower didn't like it because there was a lot of paparazzi there. He goes, come back to my house. Why don't you come back to my house? Tupac, Ron Hightower, go back to Ron Hightower's house. And a bunch of women were there.
Yeah.
And he said Tupac is begging him to direct a video. And Hightower's like, I don't know. Tupac spends the night. Hightower said Tupac had sex with many a woman that night. The next morning, they're up late. Hightower gets up. Tupac's already up with a cup of coffee in his hand. And he goes, I found Ron Hightower. Ron Hightower goes up. He said, Tupac said, yo, Ron, let's have a party today. I actually named the title of the chapter of this. He goes, just me, you, and the bitches. And he pulls out $300. He's like, Ron, go to the store, get a bunch of alcohol, get a bunch of steaks, I'll grill. Tupac liked to grill. I'll grill, and we'll just have this party. And Hightower said they had this 36-hour party. Tupac, Ron Hightower, all these women. The whole time, Tupac's begging him, direct this video.
Okay.
He plays the song for him. How do you want it? Ron Hightower told me he never liked the song. He just thought it was kind of a lame song. He did not like the song. I don't think How Do You Want is one of Tupac's best songs, in my opinion. I'm not saying it's not a good song. I wouldn't say it's like a top 10 Tupac song, but Hightower doesn't like the song. But he's like, fine, I'll direct the video. Ron Hightower has this vision for the video. It's going to be Tupac walking through a wet dream. He's guiding you through a wet dream. And Tupac wants two versions of this video. He wants an X-rated video just to be played in clubs, right? And if you remember, Casey and JoJo is in it, and they're in the video. They're literally drinking champagne out of a woman's vagina, which is the first and last time that's happened in a video, I think. They film. Ron Hightower has these like ideas. He's got a $250,000 budget, which is huge for a music video.
You
It's
need to
craft
watch
services.
Black Pussy with DJ Quake, but keep going.
Okay. Anyway, fair. He has all these grand ideas. It's going to be this journey through the wet dream of Tupac Shakur. He has it all laid out. He's got 50 porn stars, all women, there to be in it. And he told me He goes, Tupac ruined the whole fucking thing. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, all he wanted to do was fuck the
Or
girls
fuck everybody in
and,
the trailer.
and spray them with champagne and whipped cream. And I found Ron Hightower. It was not easy to find him. He's happy. This is not a sad story. He works as a security guard in LA outside a building. The biggest black porn star in history.
It's working security.
The man who any probably black and many white men in the 1990s wanted to be is now like wearing a collared shirt and khakis driving security. And I spent his shift with him driving around and talking about Tupac and How Do You Want It.
Wow.
It was dope. It was cool.
The guy got tired. Yeah. Hope he didn't go gay, because usually when you have that many women in your life, a lot of those guys go gay.
I think he's married with several kids. So
yeah, hopefully. Yeah. Man, that was a great story. Yeah, but I remember Ron directing the video now. Yeah, I remember that. I don't remember Tupac being gone for 36 hours, but who knows? Who knows?
Wait, you want one? Can I give you one more real quick?
I mean, man, I'm telling you, go as long as you want, Joe.
All right. Tupac's in Marin City. And after he left after he left the apartment, so it was a Fenny set, Tupac. They were in an apartment in Marin City. It's called The Jungle. It's public housing in Marin City. It's mostly black and Latino. The buildings are beautiful. It's actually gorgeous. If you've ever been there, the buildings themselves are beautiful. They're inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright. So they're these gorgeous buildings, but it's, it is a project. It's
aren't they on a marine dot like?
You can see the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's still public housing in Marin City. So it's for whatever. Okay. Tupac leaves, and he's taken in by a guy named DJ Shabu. Demetrius Strickland is his real name. And he's living by himself because his dad's in prison. And he basically sees Tupac wandering around. And Tupac winds up living with him. Another rapper, Ryan D, lives with him. And another rapper named Terry Terry, I'm forgetting his name, lives with him. So they're all living together. And one day Tupac gets in a rap battle. And Tupac at this point is still like MC New York. That's what he went by, right? And he's still very New York, Baltimore. So his raps are very like, they're much more Run DMC than Too Short or Ant Banks. They're pretty linear. The wording is good, but the flow isn't great. He gets in a rap battle in Marin City with a 13-year-old rapper named Tack. And he gets his ass kicked because Tack is rapping about what's going on in Marin City in the jungle. And Tupac is rapping about like Huey P. Newton and Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, the Black Panthers. Yeah.
Right. Tupac is devastated. Oh, the guy's name was August Terry, the other guy. Tupac is devastated. He vanishes for about 4 days. No one sees him in the apartment. Where's Pac? Where's Pac? He comes back later. There's a guy in Marin City at the time named Bobby Burton, and he was the main crack dealer in Marin City, and he was a feared guy in Marin City. And I ended up having I ended up going to a diner with Bobby Burton and his grandson working on this book, which was awesome. Tupac spent 4 days hanging out with Bobby Burton. Asked him, "Can I follow you around and take notes?"
Sucking no game, huh? Sucking no game.
To try to understand, to try to understand what it is you do that I don't understand, right? He spent 4 days watching Bobby Burton sell drugs, run numbers, everything he did, right? Tupac comes back. August Terry told me a story. He's like, "Where the fuck were you?" He's like, "I was hanging with Bobby Burton." "You were hanging with Bobby Burton?" And he writes the song Days of a Criminal that day off of his experiences following around Bobby Burton. And I do think when people are like, Tupac was fake, Tupac was a phony, to me, and you may disagree, Tupac was a student. Like, Shorty Want to Be a Thug is him as a student. He's not saying I was 16 years old, as big as a Mack truck. He's writing about experiences. And I think that's what great artists do, whether it's freaking Crosby, Stills, and Nash or Hall & Oates or Tupac Shakur. You study human nature and human intentions and you break it down. And that to me was a great example of him doing that.
Wow. What's your favorite Tupac song?
I would say Pain is one. I love Shorty Want to Be a Thug. I just do. I think it's him as a storyteller. So I'd say Pain. I also do love I Am Mad at You. I know it's an easy answer, but I think it's a beautiful song. I just do. Yeah. What's yours, Reggie?
White Man's World.
Is it really?
I always tell people that it is though. I bumped that one a lot. I bumped that one, and then I love Ambitions of a Writer. I like stuff that you can ride to. I'm a car guy. I'm in a car riding, going places. Stuff that you can bump your head, while you ride. Like I love E40, Yep, Nope, stuff like that. I'm not one for the stuff that you play in the club, the dance. I like ride. I'm a California guy. We ride a lot.
John,
Yeah.
what's your favorite?
It shifts a lot, but one that has always kind of stayed since I heard it was probably Unconditional Love.
Oh,
One
interesting.
that it's always been a favorite. Yeah.
What's your least
Well,
favorite? What's your
What's
least
my
favorite?
least favorite?
What's a Tupac song you never have to hear again?
California Love.
That's that. Yeah, Reggie thinks so. I would say, what's your phone number?
Oh,
I'd say
yeah, I
what's your
agree.
phone number? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That was really a skit. I don't even
Yeah.
think that song was 2 minutes long. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
But,
I don't like some of the stuff that came out after. Like I remember when I first heard Ghetto Gospel, which
how
was the
about
Elton
changes?
John.
You gotta love changes.
No, I
Yeah.
have a good story for you. You want to
Okay.
change the story real quick? Sorry, I know I keep going. I hope that's
Go
okay.
ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
So Changes obviously samples The Way It Is by Bruce Hornsby, right? You know that
Correct.
song. That's just the
Yeah.
way it
Yeah.
is. So I called Bruce Hornsby for the book, right? Because I wanted to see what he thought about Changes.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, I didn't know who Tupac. He had no idea who Tupac was, right? Never heard of Tupac. Tupac wants to use one of your songs. All right, that's cool.
Well, it was actually Trackmasters and Steve
Sure.
Stouts. So go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah.
But he's like, all he hears is like he knows Tupac Shakur wants to use a song.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Okay.
going to wind
But
up.
you know, Tupac was dead. Tupac wasn't alive when that song was
I
done.
understand that. No.
Okay.
I understand that, of course.
Okay.
And he gets, so they sent him, I think it was on Tupac's Greatest Hits. Am I wrong? The Changes was on?
Correct.
Okay. Bruce Hornsby gets sent the disc. The first time he hears it is Tupac's Greatest Hits.
Okay.
And he said, I think Hit 'Em Up is also on Tupac's Greatest Hits, unless I'm wrong. Right.
Correct.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Bruce Hornsby, the day he gets his CD, and his wife are invited to an event at the mansion of former Virginia Governor Chuck Robb, right? Bruce Hornsby swore by this story. They're driving and they're listening to Tupac's Greatest Hits, and they love it. And he loves Changes. He loves Changes. Bruce Hornsby has zero beef for that song. He loves it. They show up at the mansion, and it's as many white people as you could imagine, except for the 2 or 3 guys opening the doors of the cars. And Tupac and his wife are blasting Hit 'Em Up literally at the same moment the doors open. So as the door to the car open, you hear blasting out of the car, "That's why I fucked your bitch."
Fuck your bitch.
And he said they were like, their faces went ash. And all the guys working there, the black men working there, just started cracking up. Because they
Loving
thought,
it, yeah.
wait, and I just want to throw one more in because this is one of my favorites, and then I'll go, I promise. Fran Goldie is listed. The songwriter Fran Goldie is listed on the Hit 'Em Up credits. Okay. Hit 'Em Up is a sample of a Dennis Edwards song from the Temptations.
Okay.
That this woman Fran Goldie wrote. Okay. Fran Goldie was the writer, one of the 2 songwriters on the song "Don't Look Any Further" by Dennis Edwards of the Temptations. Song samples that.
Okay.
Fran Goldie is a Jewish woman from Chicago who wrote the Dennis Edwards songs. Has, like, she told me, these African chants in it, and she laughed at me. She said those African chants were written by 2 stone Jewish women, 2 stone Jewish people writing songs in the middle of the night, like the whole thing. She's awesome. She wrote songs for a ton of people. Anyway, one day she gets a call from a manager, says, "You come in, we have a few things to go over." She goes in the office. He's like, so Tupac Shakur wants to sample your song you wrote. And she's like, "Oh, that's great. He's a big rap star, isn't he?" She doesn't know. He's a big rap star, isn't he? She goes, he goes, "Yeah, but I think you need to read the lyrics to the song." So Franny Goldie, Chicago Jewish songwriter, is reading, "That's why I fucked your bitch." You're, "Yo, fuck you, click," and the click, whole thing, right? Fuck your bitch and click your name. And she's like, "Oh my." And the guy goes, "Do you know who Suge Knight is?" Right? And she goes, "I've never heard of him." And he goes to her, "I swear to God, if you don't want people showing up at your house with a baseball bat, you may just want to let them have the song." And Fran Goldie swore to me, she was like, "Okay." And she loves Hit 'Em Up now, but that's why she allowed the song to be used.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to babble.
Shit,
Sorry.
I didn't even know we got songs clear back in the day. I spent 2 years trying to clear half the songs that we didn't have clear on Death Row.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
After they were already out. But yeah.
You just sent Sugar some baseball bats. You wouldn't have to clear any of them,
Oh, well, shit was going in. The late 90s was a different world. They came out with a law called terrorist threats, and boy, things changed after that.
Yep.
422 PC. Oh. But man, boy, Jeff, you could talk all day on great stories. Just right quick, I know a lot of people you didn't mention. If you could just mention right quick, so people that's gonna go buy the book. John, once again, tell us the name of the book, and just tell all the people. Like, I know you left out Scarface. You did interviews with him, not stories about him. Just tell them all these people that you did interviews with that we know. You know, like
Sure.
Scarface is.
I wish I had my list in front of me because it's long, but definitely
Okay.
Scarface, Chuck D.
Chuck D.
This is gonna sound dumb, but Kid from Kid and Play. You know, Tupac was involved when Trouble T-Roy of Heavy D and the Boys died. So I interviewed Eddie, the DJ from Heavy D and the Boys, P Nice from Third Base. What's the DJ's name from Third Base? DJ from Third Base. I mean, a lot.
Any East Coast guys? Any East Coast guys that?
Well, Chuck. I mean, all those guys are East Coast guys. A lot of those guys are East Coast. Smooth B from Nice and Smooth.
Yeah.
It was a shitload of guys. Then also, oh, go ahead. Sorry. I didn't get Snoop or Dre, if you're going to ask. I did not get Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre.
How about Quick or anybody like that?
No.
Danny Boy, Quick.
Danny Boy blew me off. I saw Danny Boy at the he was at the street naming in Oakland.
Correct.
No, he was at the
he was at the hall. He was at the Star.
Walk of Fame. He was at the Star of Fame. So yeah. There were a lot of West Coast guys. My mind is kind of I got a lot of like this is gonna sound not that meaningful, but like Ant Banks, a lot of guys from Oakland.
Okay.
You know,
No, those were names that people love that was around Tupac. How about E40? Did you get E40?
No, but I went to a speech where E40 talked. So I think he answered some questions or something. So I was in the whatever it was, but I tried, man.
You tried. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, how about Hammer? Did you try to reach out to MC Hammer?
I got a statement from Hammer's handler that Hammer doesn't talk about Tupac anymore.
Oh, really?
Like that. Okay. I don't remember if it was a statement or he said it because he was at the Oakland street naming. So I tried getting Hammer there. And he said during his speech, actually, he hates talking about Tupac because of the trauma.
It hurts. Okay.
You worked with Hammer. Did you work with Hammer?
Oh, yeah. I knew Hammer. Knew Hammer good. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Richie Rich?
I didn't get Richie Rich. I got DJ Darryl. Do you know DJ Darryl? DJ Darryl produced a ton of songs on Tupac's second album, Strictly. DJ Darryl produced, I think, 12 songs. And love the album. You know, Tupac did not like his first two albums. True story. He felt disappointed. A lot of his beats were taken off of Tupacalypse because he was working with Interscope, who was also cross-mixing songs with Digital Underground. So a lot of the beats that he worked with and Big D the Impossible wound up on the cutting room floor. He was not in love with that album. The second album, Strictly, can't say the full word, Strictly, DJ Darryl was the main producer, did 12 songs on the album. That album was completed. Body Count by Ice-T comes out. Body Count includes the song Cop Killer. It goes, everyone in America, everyone white and empowered in America, just beats that until Ice-T has to withdraw the song. Interscope listens to the songs Tupac does for Strictly, is like, nope. DJ Darryl said to me, he thinks he is not does not like that album. It has I Get Around on it, obviously.
Yeah.
It has some good tracks on it, but Tupac was very disappointed by that album. I think the first album he was genuinely proud of was Me Against the World.
Me Against the World.
The first album to reach #1 while the artist was in prison.
Yeah. Let me read this one last question, and maybe you or John can answer because I know the first part. Hi, Reggie and John. Why didn't Tupac wear the Machiavelli chain in the Talk to the video? He hadn't gotten it yet. Second question. JoJo in the video is wearing the same silky shirt Pac was wearing at the Vegas fight. Was it the same shirt or a shirt from the video? No, they wouldn't wear the same clothes. But was it Versace? If it was a Versace shirt, that's probably why, because Tupac made that Versace popular right after that. He made it fashionable.
Well, he walked on the runway. Flew to Italy.
Yeah.
Kadada and walked on the runway in Italy.
Yeah.
He loved that. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah. So
don't hate me, but I gotta go because my wife is
okay. No, we appreciate you, man. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, y'all make sure y'all go out and support the book for Jeff, and we'll take a few questions. We're gonna get off. It was 9:30, 2.5 hours. We're gonna make it quick. Let's see. It was not a Versace shirt. Okay. All right. Okay. Wasn't it that blue and yellow one? It wasn't the blue and yellow shirt.
No. And if he's talking about why didn't he wear the Machiavelli chain at the Toss It Up video, he must be talking about the beach version, because in the Toss It Up one that came out, he was wearing the Machiavelli chain. in the garage with the fire with Danny Boy.
Yeah, the second one. He had just got it. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But on the beach scene one, he hadn't gotten it yet.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Much earlier.
Did he? I don't know. He said, did he talk to Spice One? Would Hammer ever come on Bomb First? No. I tried to reach out to Hammer, and he was like, he ain't doing no interviews.
Mm-hmm.
We can call him. Y'all want a crank call him? I got his number. I wouldn't do Hammer like that. Where's your opinion of him change at all, Rich? Where your opinion? Are you talking about at Jeff? I don't have a problem with Jeff. I haven't read the book to be as mad as you guys.
Mm-hmm.
DJ AG might could do it. He did. DJ AG got hopefully he got his full version up. If y'all get a chance, y'all go with DJ AG channel. Hopefully he'll put the full version up and listen to his interview that he did with him, and you'll see some of the controversial, alleged things that a lot of people are mad at him about.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him because I believe in if you can show proof of something that was said or done. I don't put halos over people's heads. And y'all get mad at me, and I tell you all the time, Tupac had good and bad. John gets mad when I say it because he know I turn a lot of y'all off, but I just try to call a ball, a strike a strike. Tupac was, for lack of a better word, bipolar. One minute he's cool as a motherfucker, next minute he cussing you out. That's the Pac I know. Reggie, I always ask this, but I love the story. Can you quickly tell the story you told on Bomb First back in 2011, 2000, about that being a video group? Well, I always say Daz always showed up at the first one. He'd be there with the production set at the video shoots. Y'all go look at any videos where there's party scenes or some type of scene, especially Dog Pound related. I bet you can't find a video where Daz wasn't in it. I bet you can't. Mm-hmm. Hey, Reggie John, would you get Moonuk on Vlad here or here? Who's that? What are you talking about, John?
Like around the Thug Life. He did an interview.
Okay.
Like one interview. But yeah, I don't know anybody that we would know, Reggie, that could get to him unless you talk to.
Yeah, y'all know I'm not good with Tupac prior to '95. Yeah. I'll be lying to y'all. I could fuck with Money B, but other than that, I don't know anybody else.
Yeah.
DK sample clearance issues, okay. John, what is your opinion on what Jeff is doing? Any critiques still lingering?
No critiques. My whole thing was just I said it to him. I felt like that first clip of him that went super viral was the one where he said Tupac couldn't fight and didn't know how to shoot a gun and all that. And he pretty much owned up to that he was inaccurate when he said it. So with that being said, I pretty much I didn't really have a problem with it. I agree with some people saying that why put the assault stuff out there, but to your point, Reggie, he's not a Tupac fan, or he's not like from
he's just been a journalist. Yeah.
He's just reporting what he found in his research. And one thing that I definitely learned from tonight's stream was that he did a shitload of research. He got people that people have never been able to get, as far as like the sister and stuff like that. So if it's in that book, I tend to believe that there's a good amount of truth in it now. So, but I will read it. I haven't read it. I'm going to order it tonight and I'll read it, and then I'll have a better form of opinion.
You know, I'm one of those. If you put it in writing,
you're hiding it.
So when the cameraman come over, I'll send it back because he told me he sent me one, so I know he did. So I'll make sure you get it. Get a copy as well if you don't buy it.
Yeah.
Who was the blue jacket guy arguing with Jake Robles? And who shot Jake? Yeah.
What's the blue jacket guy?
I don't know. Yeah. John, I'm with you when you're right. Okay. We appreciate you, Sunshine.
Yeah.
We appreciate the things you do, you and Joe Mules. We appreciate all the super chats that we got. We appreciate y'all. And even the ones that's just here being supportive. You know, UD Style, and I'm not gonna call Ralph. You know, everybody that I recognize has been here. Of course, my boy Almighty Trey, all of you guys. We appreciate y'all coming on and supporting us and being here. We're gonna get back to taping. We're gonna get back to taping. We got some new topics coming up. We just been saving some good topics, so I won't be just rambling about anything. And so we got some good stuff for y'all that'll be coming. Let's see what else we want to talk about. So yeah, so the only reason and the thing for this interview was just for people to be able to ask the questions and to get, you know, to hear somebody out. That's all people want to do. Is it's easy to say I don't like you or you lying or all of that, but I don't think he ran from any of our questions. And I can't really think of anything that he outright lied to us about. I'm sure there'll be some YouTubers that maybe critique what we did and all of that, and you know, have their opinion on things in their switch. But hey, we you know, just like I would just ask them, well, why did you interview Das? He stole Tupac music. Why did you interview Keefy D, for those that had a problem with you know, with us doing this interview? Joe, thank you for the super chat again. Reggie, do you believe Gene Deal's stories about Tupac and Suge at the House of Blue parking lot? I would have been there, man. I'm telling you, it was nowhere where they went places like that that I wasn't at. And they, you know, after that shit that happened with Big Jake and Suge would have saw if Suge would have saw Puffy in person, and he having a few homeboys with him, it wouldn't. Yeah. We would have heard about it. I would just say that we would have heard about it. So I don't know. You know, I don't know. That'd be a good question for Art. To ask Suge the next time. You know, the next time Suge do an interview with Art, that'd be a great question. So maybe y'all can put that in the comment section. Y'all report stuff to Art if I say something negative. So maybe y'all can ask Art that question. Ask Suge, do we remember after Big Jake? Well, of course it would have been after Big Jake because Pac was supposed to have been there. Other than the Soul Train Awards, do they remember seeing Tupac? I mean, seeing Puffy in L.A.
Yeah.
Other than the Soul Train Awards, I don't know of any confrontations. Yeah. So that would be my answer to that, Joe. But that would be a great question. I'd love to hear Suge's response on that. I would love to hear Suge's response to that. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all go over. John been dropping some good interviews, and we're trying to get James' channel up, mobbing with James McDonald. That's John and James doing pretty much what Reggie and John does. And if y'all can go over there, subscribe to that channel and listen to James got about 3 interviews up, and then John put some other interviews up that me and James did. Y'all can go check those out. We'll greatly appreciate it. Mobby with James McDonald.
Yeah.
We'll appreciate if y'all go and support that channel. John, did you get a chance to get DJ Quick Red USB? Red USB, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. Unless you sold a red USB or something. I don't know. I'll search it. See.
Is there some music or something? Do you got some music? Okay. Thanks, Only Sunshine Girl. We appreciate you. We really appreciate you. I hope you're rich. Because you be looking out, girl.
You go above and beyond.
Yeah, she does. But I say, if not for you two, we wouldn't possibly get justice. Thank you for getting that indictment. Yeah. I don't know why people go over and support channels that's purposely trying to unwind the investigation. Not that they can, because you know people already know what they're going to do. I love how the groupie is backtracking everything. Everything I've been saying now, breaking news. The DA is not going after Diddy. They're not. How long have I been telling y'all they are not thinking about no Diddy? It's breaking news. Fresh off that gap tooth motherfucker. Boy, I can't.
When you're
But my
5'3",
whole point here,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
my whole point is, how do y'all even go and support? Even if you don't like Reggie Wright, okay, fine. But why are they trying to unwind the Keefy D getting out of jail, out of prison, if that's what happened? If Keefy D is just crazy, then let that play out. Let the attorney show that he's just a compulsive liar or crazy.
Yeah.
But just to say because Suge said Reggie didn't go in the hospital, well, Suge didn't say that. Suge didn't say he didn't tell me that. I just heard an interview that John put up a couple of days ago where I was like, how motherfuckers been saying I said that? I said, I didn't even say that. I said, we didn't even know at the time. I just saw that interview 2 days ago, and I was like, why that groovy motherfucker keep saying I said he told me in the hospital that day. But anyway, I just don't know. I just wish y'all wouldn't go and support motherfuckers that just trying to, don't support me and don't come over here and support me and listen. But if y'all got to remember, but then did he do an interview the next day saying Keefy D's guilty? Keefy D told it. So they want to hate Reggie so much where they don't realize that they just trying to. But I hope Keefy D's attorneys are stupid enough to listen to these motherfuckers, because everything Reggie said once, he could say twice with backup. And back up what I say. So
maybe because he's only 5'3", it takes a little longer for the news to get to him down there.
Oh, John. Leave us your people alone, John.
Hey. He's the one with the name calling and shit.
Yeah, I know. All I ever called him was a groupie. I never said that other than he was a groupie, but and he is a groupie. You ever go look at his Instagram? He is a groupie. It's something at the All Eyes. I saw on All Eyes on Me at the video shoot. He went and the guy was talking. The reporter was talking to two girls, and he come and jump in the back. Hey, interview me. I was like, this dude. But anyway, and then choke snitch no joke. But I understand why he should be mad. They mad because they can't get the Biggie thing solved. And so, and I hate for it to be an East Coast, West Coast thing. I'm thinking about helping after this Keefy D thing get wrapped up. What y'all think? Y'all think I need to help get Biggie case solved? What y'all think about that? I think I might have to re-aggravate some people on that. I don't know. Should not keep running his mouth. Yeah, I don't know. Reggie, did you ever spend? He said no, Sunshine. Okay, I won't. Reggie, do you ever spend a long time with Tupac? No, I never. Y'all try to confess that I try to act like me and Tupac were best friends or stuff like that. I've never even said. Y'all never even heard me told any stories about being in studio sessions. Yeah, you tell me. Anytime I ever say that me and Tupac, I was in there listening to the music and all of that. The most I would say listening to the music would be in a limo with Suge Boy and he playing music, or walking in the airport with his big jukebox or something. So y'all don't want to keep wanting to try to make it like I never confessed. I was around. I was the Suge Knight guy. Suge Knight trying to discredit everything that I did now, but anybody was around. No, Suge is just fucking with Reggie. That's just how Reggie and Suge is. But y'all go listen to anybody. Y'all go read Frank's book. This book, he tell you that Reggie and Suge were like brothers back then. But now that because I'm not agreeing with everything Suge say, How he do, either your breath stink, he fucked your bitch,
Mhm.
or he got another one he like to say. I forget the other one, but he
Yeah,
got three
you're
things
gay.
that you.
You're gay.
Oh, you gay? Yeah, you
Yeah.
gay. If you ain't sure, when you should, you're one of those three, and that's just how he is. So, yeah. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna really wrap it up. We don't want to make this too long. Uh, Reggie, Big Red, is that really Tupac grave? Jeff mentioned. Hey, his Bill came on the Bill came. Bill Hussein came in. We're gonna get an interview with Bill. I've been dropping the ball. We're gonna do something with Bill. I like Bill, but Bill came on the interview. He came, so he was obviously listening, and he heard the story, and then he came on right after that, and his exact words was, "Everything he hasn't heard anything that Jeff said was a lie."
Yeah.
So
And
only
Jeff
a
even,
person. Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, and Jeff even said when he did a thing with Edie, that Edie said that was just something.
How did you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like a family secret. Like, how did
Yeah.
you learn about that? So
Yeah.
but yeah.
Yeah. So that stuff like that shows to me that people are not lying and making up stuff. I know we want to say people are lying and making up stuff just because we haven't heard anything, just because YouTubers hadn't reported it yet. But y'all gotta remember, a lot of family people are not talking or haven't been talking. Thank God Bill been coming out lately and talking a little bit. He don't talk as much, but he talks. And I meant to ask him. That was what I want to ask him. Some of the things that Yasmin talked about,
Oh yeah.
because I get a bad rap like Yasmin didn't like me. Me and Yasmin had a great, not a good working relationship, a great working relationship. I just made her upset because I forget her training of Black Panther about that no snitching thing, and she really think that I took advantage of her 21-year-old son by taking him down to the police to talk to the police, forgetting how her training is. Y'all got to remember, they were anti-police, and I'm the type. My thinking was, because I tell you, I play both sides.
Mhm.
Either you cooperate with the police, or you be willing to do something about it.
Yeah. You've always said that.
Yeah.
Retaliate. I think your words were, you want to retaliate or you want to cooperate.
I try to be nicer now because I know,
I know.
I know there's something called YouTube police out here now.
Yeah.
So I try to be nice with my words, but yeah. All right, y'all. So man, we appreciate y'all. I hope y'all learn it. I hope y'all go out and support the book. It seems to be a lot of stuff out there. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm not gonna do his book like I did Keefy D book and give it away to everybody.
Yeah.
Y'all remember when I used to email everybody Keefy D book, said don't buy it, don't buy it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that to Jeff, but hopefully y'all go out and buy it and support it, give it a read, and then give us something to talk about. Hopefully John will go and read it and he'll catch some stuff. I don't tell y'all. I'm telling y'all now. Y'all know that little pamphlet that I did?
Confessions of a Label Boss?
I ain't never read that motherfucker. I tell y'all want to hide something from Reggie Wright, put it in writing. Because he ain't going to read shit. So, yeah. My whole point is I ain't going to read that book because I don't read. But I would love to do interviews about it and, talk about it and get different people's opinion. All right, y'all. So I know I done said it about 5 or 6 times, but we're about to go. Edie probably be dropping. I hear he pulled that interview, the live that he did down, and he probably going to put it up. And y'all go out and support my boy Edie, because I'm pretty sure he hit him up with some of the tougher questions that y'all probably wanted to hear that John didn't.
And I really didn't know a lot. I just knew what I saw, on social media, and that's what I really wanted to ask him about. So I didn't you know, to be fair to him, and it didn't give him justice, but I didn't read the book. So
Yeah.
after I read it, if there's a bunch of stuff, then maybe we can bring him back on. But yeah, I only had what I heard. So
I see. That's why I can't find it. What you mean, Cornell? I think he said Barnes and Nobles definitely has it.
well, I went back to Amazon, and when I searched it, it now
Miss
says
Sunshine said she found it.
yeah.
Miss Sunshine said she found it, and then somebody said that they were able to get it off of Target online. So
Okay. Here's a link I'll put in the chat if anybody wants to get it.
Oh
whatever.
no, he was talking about Edie's interview. No,
Oh,
Edie,
yeah.
I think he took it down,
He did.
and
But
then he
he
probably
said it's
going up.
back up soon, or he says it's
Yeah,
coming soon or something. Maybe
he's
they're
probably
gonna,
gonna put it back up. Yeah,
yeah.
he probably gonna edit it up. He done got smart, learned the YouTube game. He probably gonna put it up in different sessions,
Segments.
which I think me and John might do too. Well, I'll let John. But I think that stuff about Brenda Got a Baby, the segment he did on that, we might break this down too. I don't know. I'll talk to John.
Yeah.
Because I know 3 hours is long.
Yeah.
3 hours is long, but we'll see. But if y'all don't see our interviews back up, this one back up, trust me, it'll be back up in a few hours because sometimes they don't like Reggie Wright because they say I cuss too much, and so they got to listen to everything I say. They got to listen to it manually, so they just don't let us get our stuff put up on lives and stuff. So, but that's why we showed our faces, but so maybe they'll monetize it this time. We don't know.
Yeah.
But if y'all don't see it, trust me, it's coming back up. It'll be back up. So keep checking it. Y'all go back to ones that came on late. Please come back and listen to it from the beginning because at the beginning we talked about a lot of different stuff that y'all probably wanted to hear.
Yeah.
All right. If not, go check out my boy DJ AG. He has a interview with Jeff on camera, and I think DJ AG covered a lot of stuff that y'all will probably want to hear. That got a lot of the controversy going. And then he also was on Matt Barnes' channel. He actually brought the guy from Brenda's Got a Baby, the guy on the show with him with on the Matt Barnes show. The kid that was actually
The baby.
Pop wrote the story about the baby.
Yeah.
He did an interview with that kid. So stuff like that is what I would take from the book. Yeah. I know people say you lie about one thing, everything else is a lie. But y'all know I always say it, just because you told one lie don't mean everything is a lie. But I know, it does mess up your credibility. That clown Omar Bradley got something out there talking about he played chess with Rafael Perez at studio. Didn't you always hear the people that were talked about Rafael Perez and David Mack? Wasn't they supposed to be either secret workers for me or secret workers for Shug? But they sitting up at the office playing chess, huh? Okay. Interesting. Telling y'all. Yeah. But I can honestly tell you, Rafael Perez, I have never saw before in my life. Never before in my life. And I think if the people that really believe that's saying that is truthful, then I'll go have John do a picture of Rafael Perez, find one, and Kevin Hackey. And I bet you that's the only person I could think they could be mixing up Rafael Perez with. But telling y'all, no Rafael Perez was around us. Those were Kevin Gaines' friends. And black folks just don't do that, y'all. They don't have your ex-girlfriends or your wife, boyfriends hanging around. We don't do that.
No.
We just don't do that. We don't even want to know an ex. But anyway. All right. Bomb first. We're going to be coming back with the interviews. All of y'all that have been going back, still supporting us over the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks. We appreciate it. And Lakers got the win. Okay, they beat Minnesota. Okay, thanks for saying that, Sean. Oh, goddamn Dodgers let me down, but all that means we just have one more extra game.
Mhm.
We just have to celebrate in Toronto. Yep. Appreciate y'all. I'm about to go and check out what's a new TV show I've been watching, y'all. Oh, I found something new. It's a TV show for those that like white stories. Diplomat. Diplomat is good, y'all. Y'all get a chance to watch that. That's a good show. Something good I've been watching. Family Business is back. Family Business is back. They had 2 decent episodes. And then shout out to I didn't really like my season of Love Island. I didn't like Love Island. I didn't like the finalists. Huh?
Is this the US one or the international one?
The US one, I just was late on it. But I didn't like it as much. I didn't like the winners.
Mhm.
I didn't like the black chicks that was on it. I didn't like the 2 white girls. Iris was fine. And then there was another one. There was another one that was fine. Oh, Hannah was okay. There was a freak on there. It was a freak. She was about 3 niggas on that show. Huda or whatever her name was. Huda. But she had a bad attitude. She gonna blow up from that show though. But yeah, I'm just talking shit now. So I'm ready to really let y'all go. Somebody said Chicago Fire is good. You know, my dad watched those Chicago PD and Chicago Fire. I don't like ABC and NBC and CBS shows. I just watch stuff that's on streamings and stuff. Yeah. Appreciate y'all. John, you better let me go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thanks for
Take
tuning
care,
in.
Heidi. All right.